There we go. Hey everybody, hope you guys are all having a good day today. We'll get started here in a few seconds once people start rolling in here. Let me know if you guys have any questions. Everything looks good on there. And make sure if you guys haven't already, please do vote on the poll here. I'm going to be interested to see what you guys are thinking about by the end of the year here. Because some people think we found the bottom, some people don't. It's going to be a lot of mixed reactions here over the next few weeks, but I think there's an opportunity, for both sides to make an argument here for we found a bottom, or we are going to be taking at least one or two more legs down over this next bear market cycle, right? Excuse me. Okie dokie. Let's go over here a little bit. Let me make a little bit of adjustments on my charts. And hey, David, happy to see you back, my man. I like your little, what do you call your photo right there? And it has been a while, man. Dude, it's been interesting in the crypto world here. I myself have been actually moving more to like not just crypto videos, but like inflation, more economy, budgeting type of content. And I'm finally getting started. I have the whole thing planned out to do like a how to start day trading in 6 months, or how to go full-time day trading in 6 months. So that'll be a fun video for a lot of you guys to watch as well. Even in a bear market, you guys can still find some really good trades. As you guys saw, or the members know, for some of the trades I gave them over the past few months here in these troubled times, right? So without further ado, everybody, hope you guys are all doing very, very well. We do have some bearish indicators to talk about. If you guys were on the stream yesterday, you guys already know a little bit about what we're going to be talking about. But, you know, we're not just going to be talking about some pessimistic, maybe what happens if Bitcoin goes down. We're also going to be talking about opportunities for the next few months for Bitcoin to actually stay kind of around these levels, even go up a little bit higher here, which I think is going to be good for a lot of us to see, just so you guys have these plans in place, right? And hey, Square Bagels, happy to see you. Hey, Ken, happy to see you guys as well. I will be standing up for part of the stream today. I'm actually a little bit tired. I just got done with the walk on Loki, but in a little bit, I'll put my desk down. But for now, I like the energy it brings when I actually, start off the stream here. So, guys, let's take a quick peek here about what's happened to Bitcoin over the past few weeks. We all remember the great times of the bull market rally here. We all know that currently Bitcoin is actually down from about, let's see, at today's lows, we were down about 73.55% from the highs we experienced all the way in November of 2021. It's been a minute since we've been there. It's been about 315 days, not a year yet, but almost a year since we've been at the all-time high. So, what you guys have actually been seeing from a crypto-wide industry perspective, from everything going around, you've seen a lot of the interest around cryptocurrencies just kind of plummet. Take a look at the views of my channel, from the Dogecoin highs to where they are now. Every crypto streamer is kind of dealing with that same thing, and I think you will start to see it plateau here eventually, where we do find a bottom. But I do want you guys to understand, like, hey, we've been through a lot in this past year, not even year, 315 days. Bitcoin's gone down about over 73%. It might come down a little bit more before all said and done, right? But we have come down a significant amount, and we'll have to see, what the market allows us to come back down into in the future. Because over the last few cycles, when we had a crash here, or when we had a crash in 2020, a crash in 2019, or even a crash over here in 2015, 2016, these were all crashes happening in a bull market. The stock market was still going crazy. Sure, we had some bumps along the way, but we were ultimately still going up, and that was the good thing. Now everything is kind of in, not for certain that we're going to be spelling doom and chaos and stuff like that, but we are pretty certain that we're heading for a slowdown of some sort, and we're waiting to see if the Federal Reserve is going to put the brakes on too much instead of too little, kind of, with this inflation crisis we're dealing with as well here, okay? So, the big news that most of you guys already know about is now on the weekly chart, we've officially had our first ever death cross where the 20-week moving average is crossed down below the 200-week. It's never happened before, and it's going to be very interesting to see how the market actually reacts to this, because even though this is what you might call a pretty bearish indicator, it does usually signal a downward move in the price of an asset. There is an opportunity here for Bitcoin to show us something good and try to actually break above that 20-week moving average here, and we'll talk about that in a few minutes. Hey, Etrev, hey, Bideford, hope you guys are doing well, and hey, NS. I know I'm streaming a little bit earlier today. It's like 4 o'clock. I'll probably stream to like maybe 6 or something like that. My schedule, as you guys know, is a little bit kind of wonky. My sister, who's like directly upstairs from me, has COVID, so she's sick, so I'm helping take care of her so my mother doesn't have to take care of her, because if my mom takes care of her, my mom who's immunocompromised may catch COVID, and then it's a whole another deal because my mom can't go to dialysis with everybody else. She has to go to a special clinic, and it drives me nuts. So my schedule is going to be kind of weird for like the next like 3-4 days, I would assume, but I hope you guys can understand. I don't want it to get worse, because if my mom gets COVID, the likelihood of me streaming goes down from like maybe 80-90% every day to like 20 to 30%. So I would only be streaming like a Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and I don't want that to happen. So my schedule is going to be a little bit hectic now, but I have been getting a lot of work done, so that's been good about the channel. All right, moving back over to Bitcoin here. Just want to let you guys know about that. We have had this death cross. It's the first one ever. This is going to be good for you nerds who want to see, like, I'm going to be looking to see what happens in this scenario. So later on, like 5-6 years ago, when I'm still trading Bitcoin, still trading cryptocurrencies, I know what to look for when the 20-week moving average does cross down below the 200. I'm going to be logging these occurrences over the next few months of what happens, kind of in the back of my brain, or maybe on a little bit of a spreadsheet that I make. I don't know, probably just in the back of my brain, to see what exactly is happening, what exactly is going wrong here. And then we'll see right here. Let's see. And hey, Ness from New England, hope you're doing well. I am doing well. Thanks, guys, for asking me myself, at least. I'm doing pretty well. Had a fun day with Loki out. Okay, so we had this. This is a pretty bearish move, but if we do take that next leg down, I guess it's best for me to just open up another chart. I think the one we need to go to is main Bitcoin GANs. There we go. Okay. So, guys, we're still holding the 2-to-1 GAN friend level. This is working out. We did break down below it temporarily, but we managed to close above it. The big thing here is we did close, unfortunately, below this this Fibonacci circle here. So that's not the best of signs for us right now. However, I'm going to be saying, mostly because I use GAN friends more than Fibonacci circles, to be honest, I think this 2-to-1 GAN friend level is going to be more powerful than this Fibonacci circle right here. So I'm watching it closely, and I'm waiting to see what happens if we do break down. What's it going to look like? Because we just made a new low here also. If we go back over here, you guys can see it pretty clearly. We were hoping that we might find a local bottom right here, or a local bottom here or here. We broke down below all those bottoms here. Maybe it'd be better if I just actually put out a horizontal line. We were hoping that we might find support off of any one of these, and we just blasted through all of them. So that's not really a great move here. The good thing is we did manage to find a way back up. If you just go over here, look at the 15-minute chart, you'll see that these were actually some levels of resistance that were kind of annoying to get back above. But once we got back above them, they did turn back into supports. Not as strong levels of support, but they are supports. If you guys are looking for the next breakdown here on the short term for a day trade, wait for Bitcoin to break down below that, and I'm pretty sure you're going to have a nice short on that opportunity there. Okay, but going back over here, for as long as we've been using these, clustered trades or Fibonacci levels of support, you'll notice that, again, if you buy during the first time we actually come into contact with it anywhere below it, anywhere, you wait a couple days and we're like, this is a weekly chart. So you're waiting a little bit and you're just soaring back up for really great profits really fast. But they really don't tend to hold on for too long, right? The next time we came to retest it, we came crashing down. The second time we came to retest this was, I guess, over here after this initial crash. We actually held, which is pretty nice. But that was a surprise to me, but I think it's just because the whole market cooled off. The next time we came down here, if you want to like stretch this out a little bit, we failed. So in this bear market, they usually do fail after a while. This one took about a month. This one took a few months. This one took about a month. This one, we talked about that one already. This one took about a couple months here, but we still haven't broken down below it. So we might have some more time. And this is where I wanted to talk to you guys about some of the other stuff that's going on as far as the markets are concerned. Let me just erase all this. You guys know the support levels by now. You have them all on your charts. So as bad as Bitcoin may look and how troubling things may be, this is still going to be a time for the majority of you guys to probably practice day trading, as weird as that sounds. Day trading during these volatile times usually does give you a nice pattern to trade out of. I'm looking at the charts right now and like Sol's up 5. I know a lot of stuff crashed yesterday, so it's a rebound move, but you can usually see some pretty good patterns. Ethereum Classic is up 3.5. You have Dogecoin Mars up 6%, XRP up 8%, ApeCoin up 16%. So let's take a look at that very fast. I just want to show you guys this very fast. Oh, well, I guess there was actually a pattern there already. But let's see if I can go right here. see. This is a weekly chart, mind you. There you go. Will this actually have an impact on anything? Probably not. I mean, we did break out a few days ago over here. I guess that's something. Let me go over here to the daily chart. I guess you'd be pointing it right here. Yeah. Okay, yeah. So if you're looking at ApeCoin actually had a breakout a few days ago. Not the prettiest breakouts, of course, which is why a lot of times you're looking at the weekly charts. But it looks like there may be another level of resistance up here as far as ApeCoin is concerned down the road. And this is one right here. I guess that level of resistance is, let me go right here. Yeah. And it's also breaking out again today. So you may actually see a bit of a rebound here, guys. You guys know we talked about this, I think, on Saturday and Sunday. A lot of times before Jerome Powell comes out, there is a small rebound. I thought that rebound might actually keep us from having a full-out plummet of a crash yesterday. That was not the case. We kind of just flat out fell. You will see the other coins out there like Luna and stuff are having some great rebound days as well here. Let me get rid of some of these extra Fibonacci levels. On the 15-minute chart, you know, we've had a nice little rebound. You kind of zoom out a little bit, you're seeing, you know, you can see that we really haven't made up too much of the losses we suffered. You know, we're still at the same place we were back here September 12th, like 7 days ago. So it's not like we're making great moves, but, you know, you are seeing some slight success, I guess you would say, at least in the short term here for today. But okay, everybody, let's get out of this one. I think it's probably best just to stick with the NOS for the NASDAQ for now. There you go. My one hope here, guys, and the reason why, like, I'm not going to be totally, Bitcoin is going to crash in the next, you know, week or week and a half, like, while I'm not saying with like 100% certainty, is because even though if you look here on the monthly chart for the NASDAQ, it looks like we may want to be coming back down maybe in October or September, maybe closer to October at this point. If we go over here to the weekly chart, see all the weekly moving averages, I'm still putting a little bit of faith, guys, in the fact that whenever we break down below the 200 weekly moving average, which again, you know, leads us to really have some bad times in the market, really bad times in the market when we drop below the yellow line, you know, each time we've done it, which has only happened a few times here in modern history, since I kind of go off of the age of computers, if you will, because it has happened like way back in the 70s or something, but, you know, that's a different trading style back then, technicals and whatnot. What you guys will notice is we broke down below it and then we bounced off, and then the second attempt at crashing, that's the one that actually succeeded, and that's the one that really takes us down. The same thing happened in 2008 in the financial crisis. We came into contact, we bounced right off, and then we came crashing down. So, you know, I don't know if that's just me making a mistake, and I guess I'll see what happens in hindsight down the road. I'm still putting on a little bit of faith that the NASDAQ and the markets can hold on to at least the 200 weekly moving average. Maybe that gets a little bit more harder or more difficult if Jerome Powell comes out here with a 100 or 125 basis point rate hike, which I just don't think is going to happen. If it does happen, it'll be a big surprise, even though that's what I'm kind of hoping for from an economic standpoint, right? But from a market standpoint, if Jerome Powell does a 75 basis point rate hike, maybe we retest some of these lows here. Maybe we actually come into contact with it. But what that would do at the same time is if we come into contact with it, history would say, and let's not say history is not going to always repeat itself, but history might say that we're going to actually have a bounce for a few weeks, maybe a month, maybe 2 months. We don't know the exact time frame, but we're going to have a bounce. And that bounce could actually help Bitcoin stay around these levels of 19,000, 18,000, all the way up to maybe 23,000 if we really have a solid bounce coming out of Bitcoin. So that's what I'd be hoping for here, guys. So you guys, we've been talking about the bearish moves all the time. We see what's happening here on the weekly chart. But what may be interesting through all of this, which may throw a curveball at a lot of YouTubers or influencers, or just people that talk about crypto, just traders in general, is, again, there's still a strong chance we're going to be going down, but I want you guys to have this idea of what could happen, especially if we manage to bounce off of the 200 weekly moving average as far as the NASDAQ is concerned. I could definitely see a scenario here where the 20-week moving average continues to, oh, it's going to be like that. Okay, it's going to do a little jagged thing, so I'm just going to use a line instead. Let's just do an arrow. Yeah. That's about the right trend line, I think, right there. you could see for the next few weeks, we stay around this range. And if we're lucky, and if there is really a bounce off of the 200 from the NASDAQ, I actually think Bitcoin could break out above the 20 for the first time since, I don't know when it was, like March. March 28th is when we broke out above it last time. And that might give us an opportunity to go a little bit higher. Now, you guys will remember that this was a massive fake out. We had the death cross. We had a really nice pump after the death cross. And then we kind of just had like, within, I don't know how many weeks this was. Within a 70, say like a 3.5 month period of time, we crashed like 63%. So, it might not have been the glorious thing we're looking for, like a full reversal, but I do think it might give you guys an opportunity to make some trades for those of you guys who only like to buy long. I do think that's going to be a good opportunity for you guys over the next few weeks. I'm going to be watching it closely. On the other hand, what could always happen is we get pretty close and then we tap on it and then we just flat out crash. That's happened plenty of times as well. But, when we come close to those moments, we're going to be talking about them quite a bit, right? Just go over here to the daily chart. Oh, I guess that kind of messed up this little thing since it dropped down so much. But you guys can tell that we're, if we keep along this path, we only have until mid-October until we actually run into this bad boy. And that's where we're going to see some whales start to play some games here. We haven't checked out the whale list, I don't think, in a hot minute. So let me actually go over here and get it up for you guys. There we go. Ever since whale number 3 did all that weird stuff, I haven't been checking it out as much. And let me see right here. So ever since that sell-off they had on the 12th, which was, if I can pull it up right here, the 12th was right here, the day of the high, right before the crash. That was a little bit of a warning sign. I should have told you guys about that one. But ever since then, bought up some Bitcoin, bought up some Bitcoin, bought up some Bitcoin, and bought up even more Bitcoin here. So they're still buying up plenty of Bitcoin right now. I'll let you guys know the next time they are selling off, because that 1,000 Bitcoin was a huge red flag and we just kind of crashed right afterwards. So if you guys want to know that very fast, let's go from since they sold it. It crashed about 19% after they sold it. That was a pretty big move on Bitcoin side, right? Okay, couple of things you guys do need to know about. Let's actually go to the day chart here. Let's go to Ethereum. Let's move everything back over to chart moving averages, so we don't have to keep on looking at the weekly moving averages on daily charts. Okay, there we go. You guys heard me talk about it. If you guys took a short, I took a short on this and it worked out okay. I've since actually scaled out a large portion of it. Depending on what you guys were looking at, this is the log, this was the log off, kind of a little bit different here, but we did break down below both of them here. So just keep that in mind. That's not a good sign. That means this is an incredibly weak level if you guys are using the log off method. But okay, guys, not the best of things here. Okay, so we did break down. We might find another level of support, just like how we were hoping that Bitcoin might find some levels of support from some support levels that we had over the last 2 months. For Ethereum as well, we didn't actually hold. We just continued to fall back down. We had another one from a slight dip right there. We kept on breaking down below that. The one thing we didn't do is break down this far, okay? So we managed to find support from all the way over here from June 26th. Not looking as nice as I would like to see it, guys. I was hoping that maybe we can be entering what you might be calling a falling wedge right now. Let me see if I can find one for us. There we go. This one looks a little bit weird. Maybe if I moved it over here. There you go. We managed to hold it. We broke down below it, but we did close above it. So I guess that's a strong sign. This is the pattern I'd be using for Ethereum right now. If you guys are going to be going off of this, I mean, honestly, I just might have let me see what this level is going to be here. A 1,300 level of a $1,300 stop loss, if that's what you guys want to be trading. Because again, we have interest rates coming out. We may see another drop coming in here on Wednesday and just knock us back down to this old range for Ethereum. That's kind of around $1,200 to around like $950. This is where I'd feel most confident to buy for Ethereum if I'm going to be doing more of a longer trade, I would say. But if you guys do want to take a trade maybe for a run up until Wednesday, or you guys are just hoping that the interest rates are maybe not going to be as hot as people think they are, this would be the opportunity for you guys to trade. I myself would probably wait for this opportunity, but there is a pattern here if you guys wanted to trade it. At this point, because the market's so choppy though, I would probably just hope and wait for us to break out here. And on that breakout is where I would be most likely to buy for a leverage trade that actually has some muscle behind it. It's like, you know, some good money behind it. I'd probably just wait for a breakout just because we did just break down and we don't know the extent of that breakdown with Jerome Powell coming out on Wednesday and doing his speech and then raising interest rates probably 75 basis points. That's what's going to be a trick for us. Something, you know, not bad though as well for us. I mean, I told you guys we were probably going to have a rally here beforehand, or not a rally, but just, you know, a little bit of a cooling off period. Just so you guys can keep this in perspective, currently we are about 6.5% away from that 200 weekly moving average. Even if there's really bad news and he raises interest rates like by 100 basis points or maybe just 75 and we have a bad day afterwards, I think it's going to be hard for the NASDAQ to completely fall 6.5% in one day. So I'm thinking there may be an opportunity, like, you know, a little bit more confidence for us for that 200 weekly moving average there. The more room we can kind of give ourselves away from that is going to be a good thing here. Okay, let me go over here to Bitcoin. Let's go over to the 15-minute chart now. There we go. Is this tutorials? Oh yeah, we can actually open up this as well. So, okay, let's go there. This is EMA. Okay, let's start off with this one. So these are the exponential moving averages. You guys will know that we already had a breakdown here a while ago. This was no surprise. We have been talking about this for a while. One of the big differences between the EMA charts and the simple moving average charts is the death cross happened after the crash in this example, but with the SMAs, it actually happened before the crash, giving you more of a signal that something really, really bad was about to happen here, okay? However, let me see if I can pull this out. Going over to the double exponential moving averages, we are starting to cluster up here a little bit, everybody. Normally, when we find a way to do a cluster, we haven't had a cluster in a hot minute. We really do start to see some larger moves. I guess this might work better for the teamers, not the demers. But we are starting to cluster here, so there should be a pretty large move incoming. Hopefully, that's a move for us on the upside. But, you know, again, we'll have to wait this out just a little bit, right? Let me go over here one more time and just go over here to... this is TEMAs on the daily. There we go. The TEMAs, however, are quite far apart. This would suggest we might not have a crazy move until like first or second week of October. You see when the cluster, we usually have a little bit of a trend move, cluster, nice 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 move. It doesn't tell you which way the move is happening. That's for the other technicals to kind of behave. But usually when we have a cluster, it usually does symbolize a good size of a move incoming, okay? So keep that in mind. If a big move is going to come, at least from the TMAS perspective, it looks like it might be happening sometime in October. The first week of October, second week of October. And just before I start answering you guys' questions, that could time up a little bit here. Let me go back over to the dual charts. We don't need anything else. Oh no, that was this chart. It does kind of match up over here with what we're going to be seeing from breaking the Fibonacci circle, going across it, and around this Ganfeng level, we might actually break down below then. And then, you know, of course, it's if we break down in October, there's really less support for us to have to deal with besides this general Fibonacci support level here, which means our next stop could be somewhere around 16,000. Then maybe it drops down a couple days later to like 15,000. So it might be a multi-day drop sometime early October. If this kind of works out the way I hope it does. It might not. Most likely will not. I'm never that accurate. But okay. Let's go over here and let's probably do this on the 15 as normal. There we go. Nice little Bitcoin rally over the past few hours. And probably for now, let's just go to Bitcoin and go to the second chart. All right, but hope you guys are all doing well. I've had a pretty busy day, pretty productive day. Hey, Shannon. Hey, Bideford again. Hope you guys are doing well. And hey, JT, or GT, excuse me, Joseph. Hope you're doing well. And Dominguez. What's right here? Let me make sure I don't miss any questions here. Let's see. Bobby. Oops, sorry, guys. I'm getting a whole bunch of messages. Bobby says, you lost me, bro. I can't F with people who still believe in the boogeyman. The boogeyman? I don't know what that exactly means. I mean, you mean technicals? I believe in technicals wholeheartedly. Hey, Wonder Space, maybe a retest the death cross and then continue the downtrend. Yeah, I'm hoping that we can hold the retest if we're lucky. A lot of this is going to be over the next few weeks here, guys, is economic data. So we're going to have Jerome Powell come out and probably do a 75 basis point rate hike. I think that's like the what most people believe here. That's the consensus, as they would put it over on CNBC or Fox Business. That's the consensus for right now. However, I'm hoping that we'll just have some good news coming off here, or something good will happen. I'm not entirely sure, because this is some kind of unprecedented waters from the market perspective. We have gone up a lot, everybody. Just to kind of look at this here, just as a NASDAQ, which we follow tech a lot here. Let's just go to the monthly chart. This is going to have the weekly moving averages, so it won't too crazy. But on this last bull run that we had from like the 90s, where we kind of created this massive bubble, we ran up around 3,000%, 2,964%. This last big bull market that we had after the 2008 financial crisis, we ran up around 1,500%. It's going to be hard to slow this thing down once it gets going. What might be interesting here, this is the dark horse theory that might end up working out. I would say not a strong chance of it working out, but if you guys are looking at the month chart, and we normally don't do technicals on month charts because they don't usually work as well. But, part of me just wants to hope that we can have one last hurrah, test the 200, bounce off of it, have somewhat of a double top up here, and then we run into the 200 weekly moving average somewhere up here. Or it would probably, it might be somewhere there, who knows. And then we start the long hard crash that might happen. Okay, so if we go off the monthly chart, that might happen in 2024. I don't know exactly how long that would take, actually, but part of me wants that to happen. It's not really likely to occur, but I want it to happen in my soul. Okay, but yeah. I'm hoping we can at least bounce off for one attempt, have one more little bit of a rally as far as Bitcoin's concerned, and then from there see where we might be going down the road, right? Mid-October, early October, because now that we might have a bottom here, if we were to find a reversal sometime over the next few days, we'd be dealing with something like this, where Bitcoin may have an opportunity to get back up to 23,000, 24, 26 at the highest probably, but still the opportunity there. And then you just have one gigantic buying. Oh, there's the magnet on there. Oh, I hate it. There you go. One large buying zone down here, one large selling zone up here. And then once we start getting above $23,000, that's for you guys, which actually starts scaling out until we actually hit some type of good level. And then, you just kind of wait for the crash to occur. And then kind of watch to see how everything else would unfold. There you go. But I do like this little bit of a move Bitcoin's been making over the last few hours, like 10 hours or so. We found a little bit of a bottom, and we've been roaring back up since. It's nice to find a level of support in these kind of crazy times. Let's see. And hey, Shannon, Loki, we always want to see Loki. I don't know where Loki is. He's somewhere. When I sit down in a few minutes, that I'm setting up now, you guys should be able to see him. He'll come running out for a little bit of a treat. Let's see. And hey, Shannon, is taking profit from one coin into another coin taxable, or only taxable when it's taken into fiat? If still on an exchange, or only when withdrawn into a traditional bank account? Thanks. I am not a tax advisor, so I don't know exactly here. The way I've paid taxes personally is my account has always advised me to be rather safe than sorry. Let me do something very fast here, guys. So every time I make an individual trade, I pay taxes on that. The same way I do it if I'm doing a TD Ameritrade. If I make some money on options, that's going to be taxable. Even if I don't move that US dollar back into my account, it's still a taxable event. That's what I've been told about my account, but I think it's just better safe than sorry. I'm not entirely sure, because again, guys, these exchanges don't actually give your earnings over to the IRS. They don't. So some may, but most don't. So it's kind of like an honor system right now as far as crypto is concerned. Once they start doing more regulations on the subject, once the IRS is actually geared towards going with these problems, then yeah, you most likely will have to do it that way. but it's kind of a gray area right now at this point, because all the IRS sees is, hey, this person withdrew a certain amount of money out of their crypto exchange account, but they don't know if it was if that money was at a loss or a gain. They don't actually know, because only a certain amount of exchanges actually give those transactions over to the government. Like Robinhood, Webull, they might be some, but like a BitGet, Femex, Binance, KuCoin, I don't know if they actually have the infrastructure set up yet. I think it's supposed to go into law like in 2023 or something like that, but I don't think it's supposed to happen anytime in the next few weeks or months or something like that. I think it's like pushed further out to 2023 or 2024, maybe even 2025, but it's kind of pushed out a little bit. And hey, JT, happy to see you. These big crashes are supposed to be so depressing, but I keep accumulating, knowing eventually it will get better. Exactly. It's going to get better. It'll probably take like a year or two, however long it takes, but it'll get a lot better. And again, guys, the cool thing, or not the cool thing, but the nice thing about all of this at the end of the day, if we go over here and we look at Bitcoin's daily chart, right, we see the last few crashes. When these bear markets actually happen, once we find the bottom, right? We're only down there for like maybe 5 or 6 months. This time it was like bottom-ish, so like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. We're already coming back up here. COVID was something really special here. But even, when we had a little bit of a market right here, we were only down there for 3 months. We're not usually at the bottom for too long. And you could even apply that in a similar way to what we deal with in the stock market, right? If I go over here, look at the NASDAQ, and I look at the 2008 financial crisis, we were only at the depths for really 5 months, maybe 6, 7 months if you want to expand it a little bit here. But we were only in that prime buying zone for like 5 months. Over here during the dot-com bubble, we were in that prime buying zone for maybe 7, 8 months, a little bit nicer there. But, we only had a certain amount of time where everything was really, really bad. I guess months are actually a long time, don't get me wrong. But when you put it into perspective, once that period kind of dies off, you're really starting to chug again. You're like, once it's over, you're chugging. And if you want to have more confidence that we're starting to see more of a longer term trend from a bearish market into a bullish market, all you have to do is just wait for the 20-week moving average to cross above the 50. You buy right here, even if you miss out on all these good buying opportunities, if you buy right there, boom, you're skyrocketing. You buy right here, boom, you're skyrocketing, right? So there is a good opportunity just to wait for those if you want to. And this, let's go to the SPY very fast. Hey, we broke above right there. We had a little bit of a dip, but if you buy right there, guess what? You're still looking okay. Dot-com bubble, it wasn't as much of a dot-com bubble for the, the S&P, of course, but, weekly death cross, a weekly golden cross, boom, you buy right there, you're solid. Go one more right here and just go over to the Dow Jones. There you go. Weekly moving average crossover. Boom. Look at that. Happening right here. Boom. So if you guys don't care about the bottom necessarily, but you guys are hoping for just a flat out signal that tells you, hey, we're in a good spot, you can buy without having to do dollar cost averaging and kind of watching the money go down slowly, which has its perks because at least you're accumulating it and you don't even know where the bottom is. A good strong sign that, hey, something really good is about to happen here is usually when we have the 20-week crossovers. You could even see it in this little bit of a hiccup, I guess the market had a while ago. As soon as we had that golden cross right there, boom, we were good. The death cross kind of, we had some kind of volatility, but that golden cross there really launched another new big move. So even if you guys didn't want to buy down here, you buy right here, you wait a little bit, you're still looking pretty good as far as the market's been concerned. And one other thing, it's rare that we actually have like death crosses here. See, we don't really have too many of them. One right there, one right there. Since then we had 1, 2 with COVID, and now we just had our third. If we're really lucky and we don't, this is all happening in a bull market, of course, but if we really do enter like a true recession for the first time since 2008, that's where things get a little bit more concerned, but we're not necessarily there yet. We're heading that way pretty fast, but we're not there yet. There we go. And hey, Keezy, what about that weekly death cross coming? Yep, we just talked about it for a while. It's not good. It's a really big bearish sign. There's hope we can break above the 20-week moving average, but that is going to be a pretty big level of resistance for us. just to kind of zoom out here, I guess, on the Bitcoin chart one more time. This one, there we go. And let's actually just go to the weekly chart so you guys can see, this is going to be a level of resistance that's going to be hard for us to break above. But if the NASDAQ finds support at the 200 weekly moving average and allows us to bounce in the short term for like a month, 2 months, maybe, I think it's a pretty good chance we break above the 20. We can easily break above the 200 here. Look at, we just did it a few weeks ago. And then, then we start coming back up to the point where like, oh my gosh, what if we have a double bottom or a double bottom neckline break? And then we break out, we head all the way back up to 30,000 by the end of the year, maybe come around November, December time. And then ultimately we get rejected by the 50-week moving average, and then we really start to plummet. There's a whole bunch of different opportunities for us here. But the thing is, it would be more likely to happen if the economy was just doing a little bit better, if inflation numbers were actually going down, if Jerome Powell had, the data he needed to come out and say, hey, we see inflation is slowing, therefore we feel it's only needed to actually do a 50 basis point rate hike instead of the normal 75s that we've been doing for the previous few months. If he had the ability to say that, I actually think $30,000 is reasonable for Bitcoin by the end of the year. Not likely at this point, but I do think it's reasonable if he were to come back and kind of say, hey, the data shows inflation is showing, we need to see the CPI numbers first, of course. But if he says that, yeah, Bitcoin could start going back up. The whole market could start going back up. But it's going to be a little bit more of a problem until he's able to say that, because if the jobs keep on getting lost, we start heading closer and closer to recession territory, or worse, like moderate recession territory. We're still in a light recession right now, guys. Then you might see some stuff getting worse. But hold on, like this. Okay. So analytics insight here. Let me put my chair down so Loki can come say hi to you guys. You guys can see I have a nice fireplace behind me now. All right. Move my microphone around as well. Sorry about this, guys. All right, here we go. So Google cancels half of the projects at its internal R&D group, Area 120. Here's the company statement. So basically, if they're shutting off half of the projects at R&D, that's research and development. Most of you guys know that, I'm sure. But, if they're shutting all this off, that means these people are going to have to find another job within the company, which they can do, or they're going to be laid off. So I don't know exactly if they're going to be able to find another job within the company here, but, that's not a good sign there. If even Google is doing layoffs here, which I think is pretty interesting. I think what we've talked about so far, as a lot of these layoffs are concerned, guys, they've seemed to be a lot more in corporate America than they have been in, the warehouses and such. I don't know what the job is actually called, but blue collar jobs, like white collar versus blue collar. There you go. I know I was forgetting something. Bustle Digital Group lays off people. I don't even know what these are. Twilio announces 11% of employees will lose jobs in anti-racist layoffs. So, geez, don't make layoffs political. That's just bad. That's actually that's a lawsuit. That's a lawsuit. Let's see. TikTok explains how she predicted layoffs months before they happen. It's not hard to predict layoffs. I don't understand why people are always so surprised. I feel like the people that aren't watching or aren't paying attention, they are always surprised. But most people kind of understood the economy was slowing, right? All the way back over here in like January when the market started, we're tilting off a little bit. We're kind of, that stimulus, inflation, that's a problem. By then you guys should have had an understanding. That's why I told you guys in 2021, I was selling off a lot of my long-term stock holdings because I wanted to wait for the market to come down. I was saying that before anybody else, even before me, Kevin was like, oh, I'm selling off all my assets. Psh, copycat. I'm just joking. I don't know. He kept on saying he was going to quit. I wasn't sure if he actually quit though. Layoff start. Let me see. Duke Realty merger, Realty merger, sorry. So, you got a whole bunch of sectors of the economy starting to lay people off. These are to put this into context, these are like the murmurs, the kind of whispers, the gossip happening before the real stuff starts, if that makes sense. So we're kind of in that beginning stages. So, we're in the beginning stages, unfortunately. However, we're still having a good day in the market, so let's not overlook that. And what's right here, guys? Hold on one second. Let me make a change. There we go. Can I find that? There we go. Okay. Let's see. Oh, and Joseph just kind of reiterated what I told you right there. So yeah, that's a good way to do it. And thanks, Lalo. Sorry, I just got to your super chat. I really do appreciate it, man. Thank you very, very much. And I'm going to do this streaming for as long as possible. The good thing about trading full time is I don't have to rely on YouTube as a source of income. My YouTube channel only made $743 in the last 28 days. That's less than normal. So, but yeah, my channel hasn't made too much, but it's got a solid amount of views, good subscriber growth. I'll take that, I guess. But yeah, the good thing about being a trader is you don't have to worry about YouTube just as much. Let's see right here. Let's see. And hey, crypto, look at VPVR has been saying $9,000 for 6 months. I didn't think it would happen, but look how close we are now. Oh, that's good to see right there. That bull run in 2024 is going to be legit. Well, yeah. So again, one of the reasons we're going to be buying at these levels is after this, we're probably not going to see these levels ever again, which is going to be great for a lot of us, and part of it has to do with the fact that this next bull run is for the first time really going to have a bunch of corporate money behind it. And by corporate money, I don't mean that businesses are just going to be buying Bitcoin or just buying assets. That's not the corporate money I really mean. Although some companies will buy it, like MicroStrategy. That'll be cool, yada, yada, yada. But one of the things that's going to make all of this so exciting for a lot of you guys is, I'm in the Web3 community or like crypto community around the Seattle area. I talk to a lot of people on Telegram, and I like to meet them and I talk with them, and they're very, very nice folks. All techies from around Seattle. Seattle is a very heavily tech place. It's just very, very heavily tech, right? Now, there's a whole bunch of companies in Seattle. So I know there's a whole bunch of companies in all across the United States, Texas, California, New York, Florida, all over the place that are getting venture capital funding. They're getting funded by Google, Apple to get little stakes in their companies. They're getting lots of funding for their crypto projects. And whenever these blockchain projects really become the mainstream, they really start to solve some big problems in a way that the United States government will allow. You're going to really see a massive growth in the people adopting into crypto. Right now, everybody, for the most part, a lot of people that trade crypto or that hold Bitcoin or that hold crypto assets, a large portion of America still kind of see us as like, what are those weird people doing? Are those millennials, those people, they're weird for trading crypto. It's all a scam, right? They listen to Warren Buffett. Once big money comes behind it and there's tons of new products being built off of the blockchain, being sponsored by Apple, being sponsored by Google, Nvidia, whoever, large corporations, Amazon, that's where you guys will really start to see the growth in Bitcoin and the growth in other assets. I just can't wait for Amazon and Tesla and some of these other corporations to be legally able to make their own currencies. And that way they can have, their assets can go up a lot more. So, we're in the early stages of all this. Remember, guys, crypto is not even like 10 years old. I don't know how old it is now, but we're still in the infancy. Once this thing really starts going, it'll be great. And it's almost surprising if you think about it, how fast crypto has been able to grow, the blockchain has been able to grow with other governments trying to crack down on it. The International Monetary Fund's been trying to crack down on it because, well, frankly, they want to give out loans with high interest rates to help out developing nations just to cripple them and keep them poor longer so Western governments can stay in power longer. I think that's probably the best way to sum it up for them. But they're doing their job very well, I guess. But you are starting to see other countries, third world countries, developing worlds, whatever you want to call them, developing countries, they're starting to get used to the idea of maybe not just Bitcoin, but the blockchain and, faster payment systems and all that good stuff. You see what happened in El Salvador. El Salvador kind of has a they didn't implement it the right way. It was kind of a political stunt at the beginning, and then they really tried to like fix it up as they kind of patched it along, so to speak. But one of the cool things about El Salvador is, you know, you probably have watched many videos like this in the past, and I've been in El Salvador a few times for humanitarian aid. You can go over to somebody and say, hey, I saw watch an interview on this once. You know, how has Bitcoin or the process of Bitcoin changed your life? And he's like, well, I no longer have to wait hours to pay the bill. So what I mean by this is this guy would have to go from his house, take an hour-long bus ride to a place where he could pay his bills. Right? And then while he was waiting there, he'd have to wait another hour, and then he would have to drive back or on the bus and now take another hour. So that's 3 hours out of his day just to pay bills. Right? And maybe that's just one bill that day, another bill he has to do another 3 hours, right? Well, he could just pay his bills using Bitcoin. And when he does that, he gets to stay at home and just pay the bill and then go back to doing more of his work, getting more money, and not losing the money not losing the time, which is money down there, right? So there are good things that can happen with this if it's done properly. And I think this is one of the reasons I want to invest in Starlink. I don't think Starlink is Starlink public? Elon Musk's link company? I don't think it is. I should probably check that out. One of the reasons I want to invest in this company is I think over the next couple decades, Elon Musk is going to get his Starlink program like global. And when he's able to make it global, I think he's going to be doing all the transactions for like crypto payments in developing nations to make sure everything goes along a little bit faster. And I think that's just going to be a gigantic revenue source. But that's just me kind of thinking about the future and like maybe a good investment. But I don't even think Starlink, you can invest in it. If I can, I'll wait for this crash to happen, hopefully in the market, then I'll buy up a whole bunch then, right? Hey, Shannon. Yeah, no worries, no worries. There's still that gray area where the IRS doesn't get all the information from every single exchange. And that's the big kind of weird spot about it. But the way I do it, I think it was, who just said that to you a few seconds ago? Was it Joseph? Yeah. Each time you buy and sell, it's a taxable event. So it's all separate. Probably best to export your data unless you have somebody that can do it for you. That way you can kind of see every one of your trades, good and bad. You want to get the bad ones in there too, because losses are tax deductible as well. Like I know so many people last year that used their losses after the crash to just like hardly pay any taxes because they lost so much in the stock market and the crypto market, especially the options traders out there. NA Joker, fun factoid, crypto hit 52-week lows exactly 3 months ago from yesterday. Oh, that's not too bad. I mean, guys, we've had a pretty calm few months here, and that's what it was like when we had our first big crash kind of in like January through March, or I think it was like February through April or something like that. We had a little bit of a calm before the next storm, and I like that. I don't want to keep on falling, even though I'd rather us kind of peel the Band-Aid off. We have plenty of time here, guys. We have plenty of time to kind of let this market fall, go down as the recession hits, whatever. Oh, and Jokey, yeah, you're right about that. The KuCoin interest-free coupon is my main bearish indicator. 100% right every time. They extended it to the 23rd. Let's see it. Hey, Bro Science. As far as the moving averages, we're looking at the weekly chart. So here, so this is the Bitcoin weekly chart. These are all simple moving averages. Okay. Now, what just happened, which has a lot of us concerned, me included, is we just had a death cross here. All right, so the 20 just crossed down below the 200. Now, if we go back in here and look historically, there was a death cross right there. What happened after that? We had a pretty large move down. Let's see if the last time we had a death cross on the weekly chart, what happened right here, right there, the week of the 24th of February, and then we crashed right afterwards. What happened over here? We had one, we actually rallied for a little bit of time, and then we eventually crashed down below. I'm hoping this isn't the type we're going to have, but it might be. But this just gets really boring afterwards, right? But, we had the death cross, we crashed afterwards. Go back in history a little bit more. Bro Science had a death cross, and oh boy, what happened afterwards? We had a crash, right? So we just had another death cross, and that's not a particularly good sign for the next few months or so. So sometimes it takes up to, a few months like this. Sometimes it just happens after a week. or two. Sometimes it just happens after a week or two like this one as well. And so we have opportunities. We're going to be hoping that we can manage to break above the 200 or even the 20-week moving average, just like here. But that death cross usually doesn't bode too well for where Bitcoin's going over the next few weeks. But excuse me, it's the Bitcoin weekly chart. Oh, I am dehydrated. All right, there you go. And hey, Pam. So I messed up my days, and I thought I was literally I had 2 Saturdays this weekend instead of a Saturday and a Sunday this weekend. I don't know why. So I messed up on this weekly stream. So if you want the ideas as far as trades, where I give you guys some ideas of like, hey, here's a good trade idea. If you guys want to take it, here you guys go. You guys are going to be paying for the sapphire level, or you guys are going to be paying for the diamond level. The ruby level gets you any question you want answered during the stream. And basically, as long as you don't do too many questions, usually you can get a lot of questions done in the stream if you have them. But yeah, it's either the sapphire member level or the diamond level member. What I'm going to try to do, since I messed it up this weekend by having 2 Saturdays, is just do the members only stream Saturday. And what we're going to be doing basically is I'm going to be doing technical analysis on maybe like 4 stocks that I like. So, like Apple, Microsoft, whatever it may be. I got to figure out what those would be this week. I'm kind of waiting till after Jerome Powell talks. I thought about giving you guys some ideas, but I thought we might have a run up. So that run up might be a good opportunity for puts, but we'll see. But my main point here, sorry guys, I'm going off a tangent. Diamond level, sapphire level this weekend on Saturday, probably around 1 o'clock noon or something my time, Pacific time, Washington time, Washington State time. I should emphasize that. I'll be doing like a 2-hour stream where it's probably just going to be like anywhere from like 10 to 30 people watching. I mean, probably not even that, maybe like just 10, 15 people watching. And whatever stock they want to do a deep dive analysis, let's say they find something they like, a breakout or something like that, I will give them an idea of how to make that trade and having some stop losses to protect themselves and kind of integrating their plans into what I see as being the technicals from the NASDAQ, S&P, Russell 2000, and other types of major indices. But yeah, diamond, sapphire. So here. And then Matthew, can things still pump if Bitcoin crashes? So, I mean, like Bitcoin could crash and you could have another asset actually pumping up during that time. Yes, it's going to be a little bit more difficult for crypto to be doing that. But in the stock market, yes, you can have that happening a lot. Just for instance here, I know you're probably not talking about the stock market when you ask this question. But if you go over here very fast and I go over to all and I just say, let's just say year to date, it's up 50%. There's still like 220 stocks that are still doing very well this year, right? Moving up, moving up, moving up in the general direction you want to see, looking okay. AMPY, oil stock, it could actually go up to $10 this year. ANX, Bioscience. So there's tons of stocks actually going up. You don't have to even do the 50% up. What you could always do is, let me go to Country USA. 27 new stocks just hit new highs today. Probably would do average volume above 500,000 to get rid of all the weird ones though. So like CEG, Constellation Energy Corporation, CEG. One of you guys asked me about this a while ago. It's still going up and it just hit new highs. Marine shipping just hit new highs. Utilities, electric company P&G, the ones that I think they're in California or something like that. New highs. Hostess brands, new highs. I mean, there's stuff getting new 52-week highs. So there's still a lot of things you guys can be trading. Let's see. Let's go to how do I do less? No less. Oh, that's kind of weird. Oh, maybe it's over here. No, oh, I don't know. But yeah, there are still tons of things that are going up while everything is going down. Crypto, it's not as easy. Everything usually goes down, but the things that are going to be going up are usually the very, very smallest low market cap coins that most likely are being pumped up by somebody else. And then in which case you got to make sure to get out with a nice profit, because Bitcoin eventually is going to drag it back down. It always drags it back down. Let's see. And hey, Tony, how are you, sir? I'm doing pretty well. A little bit busy today, but I'm doing some more cleaning up. I want to sweep up my floors. I de-shredded Loki, and like he has like hair everywhere now, so I need to like do a better job of keeping the hair off of my floor. My little robot's doing the best it can, a little vacuum robot, but it just can't get all that hair up. He's going crazy with it. I think it's just because he got hot. But it's been a good day. In fact, like here, let me get Loki over here. Oh, that didn't get him to come over. Don't know what he's doing. He might be just taking a nap. Oh no, he heard me. He's creeping over. He's probably just waking up. Come here. There you go. Oh, here, hold on. Face into Loki. You can see his little ear popping up. There you go. Look at the mirror or look at the camera. Yeah. There you go. You good? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But he's been having a good day. He's exhausted. We walked a lot, then I let him play in the backyard a lot, and he was just going ham with it. All right, let me go over here very fast. There we are. Okay. What's right here? And Mr. Joker, that's the big reason I like Algorand. They deal with institutions and governments around the world. They focus less on the retail, which government adoption, it hits hard. Yeah, it does. Things will start flying. Yeah, I'm really excited to see where a lot of stuff goes. And, one of the good things about Algorand here, if you want to call it a good thing, I probably would say it's a good thing. Here, let me go over to CoinMarketCap. It's like... Even though it does have a high market cap of like 2.1 billion, it's only at 31 cents right now, even if it's like up a little bit. I think as the market does get worse, over time, it can go back down to the lows of like less than 20 cents if the market gets really bad. I would be really happy to load up on this for the long term, understanding that even though the market cap, even at this price of 31 cents, is still around like 2.2 billion. You look at any random company on coinmarketcap.com, you're going to see market caps that are very, very high, right? Let me go over here very fast. Billions and billions of market cap. All we want to do is just get up to like 100 billion market cap, like 100x that what it is currently, 70 billion market cap. That'd be a really good hold on a lot of these different plays here. If you guys are planning on holding for a long time, for the next bull market, yeah, it's going to be a good play. I'll probably sell a whole bunch of it, then buy a whole bunch of it on the next little downturn. But the bear market that would happen after this next bull market, it's probably not going to be as violent as the last few bear markets that we've had, right? So you might actually see an interesting, a more interesting market in the future that's not as volatile once governments really start to step in. The problem with, again, all these markets here is the governments aren't going to be able to exert full control over any exchange or over any asset. The Bitcoin will probably always be more volatile than the NASDAQ and the S&P, but it won't always be dropping like 80% every bear market. It might just drop 20% or 40% in a bear market, maybe up to 60% in a bear market, if it gets really, really bad, like the dot-com bubble. But I don't think we're going to have any of those really, really big crashes during the next bear market cycle. We'll have to see. I could be totally wrong about that, of course, but I'm hoping by the time regulation kicks in and we have another bull market, things will be a little bit better for us because, again, for at least for the economies around the world, it's rare that we have so many recessions. We don't have a recession in every single year. They take about like 5-10 years to really get themselves going here. Let's see. SEC is also hell-bent on making trouble for crypto. Yeah, but I feel like that's just more one individual, the head of the SEC. I feel like give it like 5-10 years, like whoever becomes president after Joe Biden, if he decides not to run in 2024, or whoever becomes president in 2028, I have to believe that they would have somebody that's more pro crypto in there, because I think that crypto is going to be it's going to have a stronger place in American politics down the road. Right now, I don't think it has too much of a place because most crypto traders are usually libertarian or liberals, I guess. I don't know the real basis. Like there's like a huge base for crypto. But usually, like if you think about a liberal and what they want most, it's not, they don't really care about crypto enough to vote on it. A libertarian might, but they usually just say like, get off my yard, my lawn, like don't mess with me, just let me do my own thing, right? Crypto. So, you know, give it some time. Maybe if there's a movement for crypto, they could actually rally enough votes. That'd be kind of cool. What I would like to do is start a super PAC, a super PAC for crypto. I'd be able to manage that sucker, lobby tons of representatives across the country to be more pro crypto, less regulation, put better people in positions of power throughout the institutions that are usually more corrupt, like the SEC. That'd be kind of nice to see. But you know, we'll have to see how that works out. And hey, Joseph, Starlink's not yet public. I want it to be public so much. When it is, though, I'll be buying up a lot of it. You have my word on that one. And hey, Pam, thank you for joining the Sapphire level very much. Let me know if you have any questions, and get ready for a members live stream on Saturday. I really do appreciate it. So here, and hey, Matthew Doge to the moon. Doge is going to have a good next bull market, but right now it's just getting hit hard like everything else. El Salvador using Bitcoin doesn't speed things up as much, but El Salvador is building the government infrastructure on Algorand. There you go. See, that's a really good sign right there for Algorand as well. Let's see. And hey, Joker, Elon doesn't want to take Starlink public because the shareholders get concerned about what he's doing and it slows things down. You know what? I want it to be public, but I can totally understand his. I can totally understand what he's trying to say. I can definitely understand what he's trying to say there, because he's telling the truth. Let's see. And ACN, Mike, do I typically stay flat? No positions going into MC events? Oh, like a federal? Yeah. Yeah, I usually don't trade too much. It doesn't mean I don't have positions open, but it usually means the positions that I've opened have been opened up weeks ago. So where I am at the point where, like, even if it does skyrocket, even if it does crash, it's not going to really impact me too much. So like, no matter what happens, my position is not going to go negative because I took the position a while ago. A good example for what I did a few, maybe let's go over here. Did a few weeks ago here is, is this it? Or is it this one it? No. I need to switch it off a little bit here. Hold on. Is that it? No? Okay, whatever. Okay, it's fine. Maybe I'm thinking about Ethereum. Oh, well, I can always just do it this way too. 1 day over. 1 day over here. Okay, there we go. So I've taken 2 longer term shorts over the past few months. One of them was done right around here. And this one had a stop loss of around like $26,000. So it was like $1,500 of stop loss, which would kind of bring me around here of about, there you go, about 6.5%, 6% stop loss, which is fine for me. Because by then I was like, oh, that's kind of crazy if we really get up to those levels. And I'm still holding on to the majority of that short, like maybe 60% of it. I shaved off some right here as we crashed. When we didn't actually keep on going down, that kind of concerned me a little bit. I shaved off a little bit here and a little bit here. Not really at the bottoms of each of these, but kind of just as we kind of logged along here. And then I took another short right here just to see what would happen, because we kind of already, Bitcoin bounced up about 23% in like 6 days. That's not normal. So basically here, the short that I have right here that's mostly open, unless Bitcoin rallies up like $2,866 on Wednesday, I'm going to be perfectly fine if the market decides to come back up right now. My stop loss for this current short is actually right here currently. It's right there to this day, and that's around 20,530. So even if we have a big pop up, that means I'm losing 5%, which is a good amount of profit here. I'm taking a risk by hoping that we drop on Wednesday, but that's the thing, right? But no matter what happens, I'm still walking away with 8% profit times 10x leverage, so about 83% profit there. So no matter what happens, 83% profit. And those are the types of trades that I'll do ahead of time before the market actually hits. But it's rare that you'll see me buying it right beforehand, because at least at this point here, I do want to see if Bitcoin's able to break out above this, right? And breaking out above this trend line here, going into the 20-week moving average, that'd be something that would be absolutely fantastic. We might get all the way up here to like 24,000, maybe all the way up here to 27 if we really have a good bounce off of the NASDAQ's lows. But, you know, maybe more realistically, $24,000, I guess. But, you know, there's tons of opportunities, but I don't like to take the risks normally during the actual markets. If some of you guys have been here for a while, some of you guys only show up like once a week or whatever. Some of you guys show up every day. I think it was like 3 months ago. I think it was, no, it was longer than that. It was closer to like March, I guess, of this year. Time has moved pretty fast. But what I told you guys is, since we're in a bear market, the easiest thing you guys could do is just open up a few low leverage shorts and then just wait and see what happens, because eventually we are going to be coming back down. I think I told you guys this closer to, let me get out this chart, closer to, I don't like to wear, let me get rid of all this stuff. I just want it to be charts here. Sorry guys, it's going to mess with my brain. There we go. Yeah, around here. I told you guys the best thing you could do is just take some low leverage shorts, and by the end, you know, you'd be very, very happy about just holding them on for months and months and months. And if you did it anywhere in here, I'm not even saying you buy at the highs. I mean, I think I told you something like you should, just because of the Fibonacci resistance levels that we had, right? See, pink right there had some resistance right here. You know, depending on what you guys were looking for, most people actually probably use this one once we had our first big drop, right? Then we hit the first level right there, and then everything else looks a little bit nicer at that point. But however, you know, I took my shorts over here. Like, I took a short around here, okay? Took a short around here. I waited a while. It went negative for a while. I opened up some more shorts over here just because we ran into the 200 daily moving average. That's a big level to get above. Whatever though. Those shorts that I was able to take, let's just say I took a random number here, not even the highs from Fibonacci retracement levels, just anywhere. Like, let's say the second one right here. Right now, those low leverage shorts would be up 53%. So if I had like a 3x leverage position, like a very small 3x leverage, that's still 153%, and I could have had that 153% locked in after 100 days. I mean, people might not like to like hold for that long, or they might think 150% or something is not worth it to be holding for 100 days. But I think a lot of people, this is an easy way to make money during a bear market. You just kind of buy and you just kind of wait. You could have done it over here as well, and if you did it anywhere, not even the high, just the middle range, at this point in time, you're still up 33%. You're in a really good spot. Now, you know, once, if you guys want to do the opposite way and hope for some long-term shorts or some long-term leverage plays, then of course what you guys are going to be doing, what you guys are going to be doing is the other method, which is waiting for the golden cross to hit where the 20-week moving average crosses above the 50. You can feel more confident taking longs then. Over here, feel more confident taking the longs then. More confident taking the longs then. And then, you know, question mark, probably going to be confident over here. What I would say though is, you know, probably best to be careful with leverage in case, you know, if you guys aren't used to it. An easier way to kind of make these trades is just wait for a particular stock out there just to do the same thing on its weekly chart. The indexes never fail, whether it's the S&P, NASDAQ, and Dow. We just talked about that a little bit ago. However, you know, let's just go over here to my stocks. Apple. Oh, there's a lot of stuff going on here with Apple. Let's go to Microsoft. There we go. Okay. There was a breakout there. That was nice. You know, we're coming out of a bear market. You know, 2008 financial crisis. Golden cross right there. You buy that sucker and you're pretty good for a while. We had a double top, came back down. That was cool. You know, death cross there. Next golden cross you have, looking really good. You had a golden cross happen right there. That was good. You had a golden cross happen right here. This was actually wasn't as good. So you got to kind of go back. You got to do some back testing and see which ones are more accurate. But, you know, golden cross there, nice moves afterwards. And if you're trading options, you're looking really, really well. Oh, I should tell you this is a weekly chart. So this, you know, after the cross happens, you're seeing about 63 days of good moves, right? Double top up here, rejection. So, you know, there's a lot of stuff you could play around with. There's a lot of stuff you can play around with there. But yeah, there's opportunities. And hey, Tony, we have 6 to 12 months to accumulate stocks in crypto. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. Let's see. And hey, GT sees me. And hey, oh, hey, Nico. Do I have a favorite dividend stock? I wouldn't call it a favorite dividend stock. I just hold a whole bunch of dividend stocks. As far as dividends are concerned, you know, I just kind of buy them to have them just to kind of accumulate more money. These are usually stocks, once I buy them, I'm not going to be selling them for like 2 to 3 years. So it's like they're long-term holds. The way I usually look for them, and I can tell you some I have right now after a quick little peek, because I normally don't manage these ones too much. Dividend yield, go for high over 5%. We want to have a market cap that's over $2 billion. We want to be from the country of the United States of America. And you see there's 121 stocks to choose from. Philip Morris is something I hold. This is just tobacco. Everybody's always going to need tobacco. Eventually, they may have like financial issues as less and less people smoke. But I mean, tobacco is something just very hard to get rid of course. So yeah, I invest and I like tobacco. Dividend yield is 5.3%. I actually bumped it up since the last time I bought it. Verizon, I don't buy Verizon at all just because I don't like cell phone carriers. AT&T is the same thing. Oh yeah, right here. I don't usually care for these players. AT&T might be something I might be willing to buy, I guess, down the road. But that's just because you can see right here, it's actually at a local bottom. My head's blocking it. Yeah, there you go. So you see a bottom right there, bottom. But yeah, I just don't normally like the carriers. Blackstone Asset Management. This is something where some of you guys might actually like this. They do make money. They're usually not falling off of a cliff here. You know, it's the fact that at the asset management, when their assets fall, they fall. This is one of the reasons I don't buy them too much, but they do give you a 6% dividend yield. So if you do want to hold them for a long time, this is actually something I would strongly consider. I just don't like to see it go down as much during the volatility, but this is not going to be crashing like, you know, what you might expect. It'll have some rough times, but that's only because the indexes are. This is still something I'd do well in. If you want to look at the weekly chart relative, you know, during this last bull market, it's been doing very well. It's been coming down a lot. If it comes back down to like the 80s or below, I'd start buying this for dividend plays, but it has to come down a little bit more. Another one after that, 3M. This one's interesting. I don't like it as much, but they do have a good dividend. The dividend's up here on like 5.11%. I'm kind of worried about industrials just because I see the recession, not just a market drawback, but recession. My concern. Anything to deal with oil, Devon, EPD, PXD. I have all of this. I have everything oil you can imagine. I have a lot of it. Now I've had good moves back in June. You know, I was making a killing out of this stuff. I told you guys I was selling off my assets then. I sold off a bunch of them. When the market dropped, I bought back a lot of stuff. Not necessarily at the bottom, like over here, but kind of closer to this middle range up here as it was creeping back up. My concern is you actually see like a lot of stuff actually right now having the same pattern where you see a shoulder, a head, shoulder, shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. I'm probably about to sell off some assets here if it doesn't get better, because then we're going to have a full-on breakdown, right? My hope here is, even though we're seeing technical data saying downward trend, pretty soon I think gas prices are going to go back up, oil prices are going to go back up, and that's going to be good for a lot of my dividends. But you can just go to any one of those. Devon Energy, you know, 7% dividend. If you want to hold this for a while, guys, these are the stuff. Oil stocks, 5.3, 6.15. I know I sound pretty bad, like an evil talking about oil, but you know, 7.32, and they're making money, and they have cash flow, and they're making investments. And you know who's investing a lot into green energy? Oil companies, right? So, so I would say if I was to give you like top, if you ones you want to pay attention to, Philip Morris is something that's kind of like normal. Let me go to the monthly chart, right? This is the monthly chart. It's pretty darn stagnant. COVID, it dropped to 55. But 2008 financial crisis, oh, we don't go back that far. But, you know, we're usually pretty stagnant here. That's why I like from a good dividend. And again, it's like 5.3. Other than that, oil. Maybe I'm too bullish on oil, but I have to believe that as this winter kind of approaches, there's going to be so many problems. Natural gas, if there was a company that went around natural gas, that might be something that's you might want to be going into. But I don't know if there's a way for me to go into that industry. Sector. Well, here, let me go back and check very fast. Yeah, it's all refining. I don't see any natural gas in here. I see oil, thermal coal, uranium. I don't know what natural gas would be under actually. Utilities maybe. Regulated water, no. Industrials, waste management. Yeah, I don't know where natural gas comes into the picture here. I really don't. But that might be something you guys may look at. I mean, again, I know I'm going off on a tangent here, but oh well, it's fine. You guys need to know about this stuff eventually. You go to natural gas, right? Natural gas has been roaring up like a freaking hurricane since 2020, June of 2020. You know, after the March Madness stuff or COVID stuff, you know, it's up like 552%. And you know, maybe that doesn't seem too bad, but you know, it's normal for natural gas to go, you know, to have these really nasty peaks and rise. But, you know, if we kind of go through these peaks here, they're normally not that massive. Last time we had one this big was in the 2000. That ran up like 748%. We could be looking at something more like that. And this has a lot to do with the war in Ukraine. But we still haven't, you know, we still have a trend line here. Maybe we have a double top, but the fundamentals probably say we don't. But, you know, maybe if we just kind of stay on this path, we might find a top here. But yeah, you know, oil, let's go to US oil, I guess. Get rid of all that crap. This is a weekly chart. We've been going down for a hot minute here after having a nice little booming effect in June and over here in March. That was nice. We're kind of holding at this support level right around here from this old peak from October. I think eventually we're going to have to keep on. We're going to have to move back up here. But, you know, I could be wrong. And you see this death cross occurring right now. That may be interesting. If this death cross occurs, who knows what's going to happen. Last death cross was COVID. The death cross before that actually happened over here, but you notice the big move happened before the cross. Big move happened before the cross has actually occurred here. So keep an eye on it, but right now it's kind of moving gradually. I think there's a large section of the stuff that's going off of fundamentals and not necessarily just the technicals, right? That's what supply and demand in the most pure form. And hey, Monica. Hi, Mike. Earlier today, what's the difference between market stop loss and limit stop loss? Which one do you use? I use limit stop loss. So when you do a limit stop loss, it's doing a limit order to close the position. When you're doing a market stop loss, it's doing a market order to close the position. And the only scenario I can see this happening with is sometimes for some exchanges, maybe the currency that you're trading moves down so fast that your order doesn't have an opportunity to trigger. I've never actually had that happen to me before, but it seems like it may happen to some people, especially if you have a position that is so large that there's not enough buyers in the open market to take all of that off, right? So, like, you know, when the stop loss hits, your limit price is triggered and it'll sell as much of that limit price as it can for as many buyers. But if the bidding price drops down below your limit price, all of a sudden you're still holding some, and the algorithm, whatever, doesn't sell the rest of your assets off because it's only going to take that specific price for them or above that price because that's your limit order. With a market order, it'll just say dump at the whatever price you can find. I want them gone now, and I'll take whatever loss it gives me. Now, that can give you more losses than you're probably going to be used to, which is kind of bad, which is why I don't usually use market stop losses. But if you have a very massive position, this is where I think it comes into play, a very large position and a very low There's a word that's escaping my mind. It's low volume market. There's not there's a lack of buyers basically. Then you might just do a limit a market order so you can as the price goes down really really fast, you're still able to get out of your position without being stuck holding a bag at the end of the day. Hey Alex, happy to see you back, man. How's your day? Are you going to be doing members only video tonight? No, I'm going to be doing it Saturday. I totally messed up and thought there was 2 Saturdays. What I'm thinking of doing actually here is doing one on Saturday, but also doing one on Wednesday. I'm thinking of doing one Wednesday. No, not Wednesday. Yeah, probably Wednesday. Yeah. I'm probably thinking of doing one Wednesday after market close. I'll see how it works out. I'm trying to think of the best time to do it. I made the mistake of thinking there was 2 Saturdays in my schedule because I don't work like everybody else. I just kind of just work every day. Maybe I'll do it Thursday. I'm not entirely sure. I do want to do one this week, but it's going to be a hassle just because my sister has COVID. Maybe I'll do it Thursday. I might just do it Thursday afternoon and not stream Thursday at all, besides just for the members. I might do that. Well, I'll let you know. I'll do a members post once I figure it out. But there is going to be one happening for sure on Saturday. And hey, Maris, do I think we already hit the bottom? No, I still think we have maybe 1 or 2 more legs to come down. From everybody that I keep on watching on the news, whether it's the Fox Business, the CNBCs, the Bloombergs and such, they all seem to believe that the market is going to get a lot worse, or the economy is going to get a lot worse next year. And, I kind of agree with them in some respects. I thought we might have a little bit more rougher of a time during this Q3, Q4. But the fact that inflation is still getting very sticky, the fact that Jerome Powell is chasing inflation instead of getting ahead of it, excuse me, I still think we have a while before we hit the market bottom. And I think we're probably going to see some type of dump closer to what we saw during the 2008 financial crisis. And maybe not as bad, but I think we're going to probably come down quite a bit more over the next few, like 6-7 months. And during that is going to be a great opportunity to buy up any assets that you're looking for. But I still think we haven't found the bottom yet. Remember, I was, I think it was like, I don't know exactly when I told you guys this, but I know you guys will attest to it. We can get rid of that right now. Back over here, I remember telling you guys to be very, very careful because a lot of people are going to be calling this the bottom of the market. This is like the ultimate low we're going to have for this whole bear market, and how all of a sudden you're going to start to see a lot more people saying, hey, is this a bull run happening? Are we in a new bull run? This could be it. Inflation's going down. Everything's working out very, very well. And then, I told you guys, be careful because that's what people are going to start saying. And, I told you guys over here, and I kind of like, probably like lasted 3 weeks of us not doing anything, the market not doing anything before people started really talking about, oh, we found the bottom. This could be it. We're going to have a rebound here. And if you go look at any of the CNBC videos, like from that time, I don't even know. Let me see if I can do this very fast. CNBC, oh, not NBC, CNBC. Like, let's just go back a little bit. Now, they put out a lot of videos every day, so let me just kind of zoom back a little bit. We're only on day 6 here. Two weeks ago. That's only, oh my gosh, yeah, it's going to take a minute. Okay. Watch this chart while I'm scrolling down. 3 weeks ago, there we go. 3 weeks ago. Looks like Bitcoin might be finding a short-term peak here and be doing a little bit more of a low. If you guys are looking to buy into Bitcoin for a little bit of a dip, you might have an opportunity here, hopefully. Unless we're just trying to make some weird head and shoulders play. Let's see. Can I find something that's, oh, this is the news section. Hold on, okay. Okay, here's something. I don't know, this is, oh, please don't do it to me. Wait, maybe I can find it. I don't know where it's at. Oh man, I just had it. I shouldn't have messed with it too much. 1 month ago. Let's see. Okay, well, maybe I'm not going to be able to find it. It was that one guy, really smart billionaire guy, talking about how he thought that pretty soon we're going to be. Oh, here it is. I would go to 50 basis points and then 225 basis points to complete it. Like, really smart people like this guy who is very smart, and you just go down the list. Why, they thought we found a bottom, and how the Federal Reserve is not going to be doing 25 or not going to be doing 75 basis point rate hikes anymore. You saw all of that kind of going on. And you saw, I mean, good CPI data, less than expectations, but still not, good news, I guess you would say. And hey, Lalo, why are cryptos ranked number 500 worth more than cryptos in the top 20? The numbers go off of market cap. So, I mean, like, so here, you're using, like top 20. Let's just go to number 20 here. That market cap is Uniswap, and that market cap is 4.1 billion. And I don't know, I mean, can we go to 500? I don't know. Let's see, 400. Oh, one more then. Well, yeah, okay, so number 5, okay. And the number 500 only has a market cap of like 28 million. So the numbers on CoinMarketCap or CoinGecko, they just represent market cap. The higher the market cap, the higher the number. That's all it is. Now, if you have a watch list like I do, you'll see that, the numbers aren't really the same. Like, so 59, 67, but this is just me picking out a whole bunch, but it still numbers them based on market cap, right? So the one coin I have that out of my low market cap plays, the coins that have the highest market cap are Huobi Token, Phantom, and they have like 687 million. Phantom has 584 million. Nexo has 500 million. Raven coin has 430 million, right? But if you go towards the bottom of my list, right, if I just kind of flip this around, Litecoin only has 5 million. Trustverse only has 5 million. BlockV only has 6 million, 6.6 million. But you see, it's like number 862. These are really big YOLOs down here, really big YOLOs. But then you get to stuff like Starlink, 439, 34 million, very, very small number. This is a big YOLO play for me. UFO Gaming, big YOLO for me. It's been working out very well so far, but still big YOLO. StormX, I feel more confident about this. This is actually a $71 million play. This is more of a business aspect, so they're making money to keep their business afloat, which is something I really, really like. They'll get hit by the recession like everybody else, but still a solid company. And hey, Skull Guy, happy to see you back, my man. And hey, Jim Bob, oh, it's happened to me. And hey, Martin, happy to see you, man. Hope you're doing well. I've also watched it trigger without actually touching because of the volatility. Oh, yeah. Volatility can be killer for stop losses. I hate that about exchanges. You really got to give yourself a good amount of breathing room in those circumstances. It's much more difficult when day trading. And that's another reason, actually, I don't like to trade too much around the big moments where Jerome Powell is talking. Anyway, Martin, I hope you're doing well, my man, over in Europe. Putin is going the wrong way. I think this is not good for the economy. Yeah, I mean, Putin's losing. I don't know exactly what he's going to do to try to win the war. Like, I don't know what else he can toss at it. The military just has not been up to the task so far. I don't know what they're going to be able to do. He's going to have to start dropping some big old bombies if he wants to do anything crazy. But that is going to be something crazy that he's going to have to try to do. If he, I don't know. It just, yeah. I never would have thought that the Russian army was so bad. Like, I just never would have thought that. I mean, I never thought they were on par as America's military or China's military, which still isn't on par with America's military, right? But I never thought we were on par, like, they were anywhere close to us, but I just didn't see them being this bad. I know we gave them billions and billions of dollars worth of equipment and stuff like that, but I just didn't see them being that bad as a military force with a general on down. It's been a while since they fought a good war. Let's see. And hey, no more, my man. Let's see. And hey, Martin, good greetings from the Netherlands. Yeah, I remember that. How are the energy prices doing over there? I don't know how the Netherlands has been affected too much. I think I've been paying more attention to England and Germany because everybody keeps on talking about their supply levels and their politics. I guess more than anything else, it's all about politics, right? There we go. Okay, a little bit better. So Bitcoin just dipped into the negative, guys, for the first time in a minute. We're currently down a little bit, but most other coins out there are just down like maybe 1%, if that. Only coins down more than that probably are Luna. Let me see what I can find out about Luna here. Let's go to the 5-minute chart. Luna is down a little bit. Oh yeah, Luna just had a sizable dump. It just broke down, though. This is a pretty simple breakdown play, right? Broke down, retest, came back down. Other one being over here is... Where's Luna? Maybe it's below. There it is, yeah. Oh yeah, Luna just got dumped out of nowhere right there, didn't it? Well, what happened with Luna? Did it actually even hit any of these support levels? No. Oh, am I missing this one? Worked right there. We broke above it though. It looked like that was just too much resistance once we got above that though. Probably missing something here, but I think that's a pretty good one. The first low, first relative high, then the first low after that. Yeah, would have been a good scale out point because it worked there, it worked a little bit there, it worked a little bit there, worked there. Yeah, it worked there. Yeah, so yeah. Huh. Luna's just dealing with some issues right now. Right now. There we go. All right. Hopefully we're not seeing a shoulder, a head, and a shoulder. That'd be a bad play to see us finish off that way today. See, any margin, he's tackling nuclear in Ukraine. Yeah, I mean it's pretty wild. Hopefully nothing really bad comes out of it because it does kind of spread out across areas. Nuclear disasters aren't just like localized incidents. They really do mess up the ecological life for a while around it. Let's see, any margin. Yeah, I know. What do you call that LNG has been going over there pretty well. I hope they can keep on sending some more over there though. It's kind of like an alliance thing. We really need to supply more, but I don't know how much. I don't know how many ships are kind of sending oil stuff over there. Hey, Ken. Yeah, BitTorrent is a long-term hold. I don't get rid of long-term holds, guys. They either work out or they don't. But yeah, anything long-term that we've been talking about since I started the channel, I'm still going to be holding it. It just depends on how much I'm going to be buying of it and selling of it and stuff like that in terms of like the swings that they do, like what I did with UFO coin. But yeah, I'm still holding it. What's right here? And energy prices are only up. See, that's the thing. I hope they can get fixed up a little bit there, or the governments can figure out a way to get them cheaper. I don't exactly know how energy is produced in Europe. I'm not the expert on that subject, but I am hoping after all this debacle, they'll have some type of system in place so it doesn't happen again, so they're not reliant on Russia. But that usually takes time and effort and lots of money, and projects and whatnot. So hopefully that's able to work itself out during this next cycle that we're looking at. Let me zoom in a little bit more here as far as Bitcoin's concerned. Hopefully we can go positive over the next few minutes or so. Let's see. Another low scratcher. Your Seattle team went to being back to bad teams this week. Oh, you talking about Seahawks? Seahawks are going to be bad this year, my man. Just because, remember, Russell Wilson and the Broncos should have beaten the Seahawks. I think they fumbled twice or something like that. The Seahawks are not supposed to be a good team this year. If anybody says they are madly, they're just mad. The Seahawks are going to be bad this year. I'll just let everybody know that right now. I like the Seahawks. I like watching them, but they're going to be bad. I've been watching the Seahawks and the Mariners, and I've been very happy with those teams over the past few years. Maybe not so much the Mariners, but the Mariners are good this year, right? But yeah, what do you call it? They're going to be bad. It's nothing else is going to help with that one right there. All right, let me see what's going on right now, guys. Let me go over the next top 100. Over the last hour, nothing really has been moving except for AXS, I guess you would say. Everything else is kind of, algo ends up a teeny bit. Last 24 hours, though, HNT is up a little bit. That's nice to see. ApeCoin is up a little bit. Terra Classic's up a little bit. This is always something I find so interesting. I don't know why people trade Terra Classic. I just don't know. Now it's at point. It's like at 3 cents or something like that. You know, if you really wanted to, you could trade this and just buy it. But I would just buy and hold if you're going to go into it. But the last 24 hours, Algorand's up 10. Celsius is up 10. Luna Classic is up 10 or 9. So I mean, you know, we've had a little bit of a rebound after the bad day we experienced yesterday. Chili's is up a little bit. I have some Chili's. ApeCoin's up a little bit last 24 hours, 7 days. Yeah, 7 days has been good for some and bad for others. I guess it really depends on how good it's been for a while. Genos is up, down. Oh yeah, some of these coins are just not looking as hot. Genos might not be a top 100 coin pretty soon. Might be just getting traded off for something else. Let's see. In a margin, the government makes 10 billion for the Netherlands. Crazy. We got enough for 30 years of gas in our little country, but it's still in the ground and under the sea. Oh yeah, there's always has to be a way to actually get that stuff out of the ground. That's the painful stuff. But you know, if you like stocks, usually the good stocks to buy are usually the ones in the energy sector right now. They're going to be big players in the next few years, especially as things ramp up and get more heated between China and America and Russia and Europe. Energy is going to become a little bit more difficult to get across. But luckily, you know, America has energy, Central America has energy, Latin America has energy. I'm wondering if eventually we can find a system where we can get a lot of energy out of the Central America and South America and get that flowing to other countries, especially if the energy sector can kind of get involved in those markets. But I don't know how good that would be. You would have to invest in a whole infrastructure down there. You know how it hasn't been smooth, but China's trying to do a one road initiative, whatever it is, whatever it's called. So where they're going to try to have one gigantic road going from China all the way to Africa, like through India, through all of it, one gigantic road. But to kind of, you know, help with commerce and, you know, transportation of goods, economy, keep it strong, yada yada yada. I'm really hoping that America can do something like that, where we have a massive road, I'm not even joking, like a 10 lane road on each side, going from America through all the way through Central America, blasting away the mountains, blasting away anything that's needed, maybe just having gigantic tunnels, who knows? Probably blasting stuff because it's easier. But that goes all the way to like Brazil or something, or Chile or Argentina if we're that lucky, and we just have a massive road. And that would open up so much commerce, so many jobs, help out so many economies, and solve so many problems that we kind of have to deal with over here in the States, or the continents, North and South America. I really hope we can kind of try to match that. But it's a very hard and long process that would take decades at this point, because you know how much corruption's in government. See, I'm still up 314% on Lunacy. That means you bought and held, and you did a very, very good job, man. That's great profits. Here, Route 996. Yeah, I don't know what that is, but is that the China one? Yeah, then that's what you want to see. And hey, Georgette, happy to see you back. Let me know if you have any questions. And somebody just asked a question, but I just skipped over it on accident. Oh, right there, OGN. Yeah, let me check out OGN very fast for you. Is it a crypto or a stock? Let me know and I'll answer for you, but I don't know. Tell me if it's a crypto or the stock, because there's 2 of them right now, and I'll be make sure to look it up for you. It's 600 million. It makes it freeze and shipping to Netherlands, and it's like 1.3 million. Factoring into the. Oh, that's weird. I don't know that. So you're happy with Norway and the USA? That's good. It's always good when the USA is being talked about in a positive manner. And hey, Starscream, happy to see you back, my man. Let's see. Oh, and the Seattle Mariners signed. Yeah, I mean, the guy's good at baseball. If he's good at baseball, you want to sign him. He's been very, very good this year. Fluid gas. Oh, thank you. Okay, I was a little confused. All right. Kind of hard to build a 10-lane road through the Panama Canal. You know, do we really need the Panama Canal? Can't we just bulldoze through it? No, I'm just joking. I mean, we could have a bridge if we really needed to. I mean, there's a way, though. There's a way. I mean, even if they needed to have it split apart, some large highway mechanism that could go throughout the entire system. Like if we were over here very fast to maps, Mexico, I guess, Mexico. Oops, didn't mean to do that. But yeah, let's go right here. you know, we already got highways that go through here. I've actually looked at a lot of these highways because I was like, man, it's so hard to get Loki down to Nicaragua when I want to move down here. Because all I want to do, like here, let me show you real quick. I want to get through Mexico. It's very easy to find highways in Mexico. That's not the hard part. You want to stick to a couple highways, but you know, they're there. But there's a way for me to go all the way over here, right? Go into Guatemala. From there, go to El Salvador. Then from here, go to, what is this? Honduras. And then from Honduras, go over here to Nicaragua. So there are plenty of highways, but it's when you zoom in into these highways that you really see that like they're not, which one was I'm looking at? No, this one, whatever this one is. Right? They're just like 2-lane roads here. Oh, it won't let me zoom in any further than that. Can I do a Google thing? No, I guess that was pretty bold of me to even think of that. Nothing I can drop it on? Right? The road's like this. Right? Nicely paved and all, but probably not the safest, I guess you would say, right? So I was hoping there was a way for me to get my car all the way down there, which there is, but I really don't want to make that drive all the way up here from Tacoma, all the way. It's like, you know how far the way that is? So right now I'm still looking for a way to get Loki down there. I'm hoping I can just take a cruise ship from Seattle, go all the way down here to California, wait like a week with Loki to Airbnb, get another cruise ship that would take us all the way down here to Managua, whatever you call it. And then there's a port where I want to live, which is the small town here called San Juan de Sol. And I'm looking for houses around here or around here. You can see they're kind of building out a little bit more, or there's some houses over here that can be built up. So, you know, looking for property over here basically, and be able to live in this nice little, I don't know, maybe you can see the water from this place. I don't know. Yeah, there you go. See, like, you know, what the heck is that? There you go. This nice place with a beautiful sunset, and you know, cruise ships come along here and they dock, or they have these ships that dock to them and then they bring people to the land. But you know, well, I can do that and I can show up with Loki, have a house all ready to go for me, and be really happy and nice. Because if I can't get him over here, I'll probably live in Honduras, up not on the Pacific Ocean, but actually over here at the Atlantic Ocean. And there's a whole bunch of small little towns like this one as well. But I'd probably go for something more like this. You know, smaller towns that kind of have these little valleys and stuff, but not really this small. This is kind of showing you guys another little area. Something like this. Yeah, this city. But I kind of, you know, I want it to be small. No. Honestly, this one in Guatemala, not Guatemala, Nicaragua. This, whatever. This is literally the town I really want to live in. I'm really hoping I can live in it. But you know, gotta wait. Look at that good food. I mean, like fresh, good food. Lots of expats there. Oh, I mean, you got it. You know, it's like $50, $100 in America. Bottle Coca-Cola in the bottles. Oh yeah, right. So lots of cool stuff. But yeah, that's the goal here. It's still being a pain to get Loki over there, though. See. And hey, Joseph, Compound. Oh, what's going on with Compound? Compound, you know, I like it as a long-term hold only because it's on Robinhood, pretty much that. So, you know, ever since we broke the flag, we've been kind of going in this sideways action. What I'm looking at, oops, not the line I'm looking for. There we go. There you go. We kind of have this general support around $43, $44 or so. I still think that's pretty nice. If you want to make a trade on it, I'd be hoping that you can actually have a breakout sometime over the next few weeks. That would break us out somewhere above like $60 and bring us up to maybe at least $70 or so. What I'm kind of looking at here is using one of these older Fibonacci levels that we have. All the way down here, local high, local bottom, right? This has been working out so well on some of these here, right? So. But I'm thinking I might want it to get CS up right here at 70, or if we're really lucky, somewhere up here around $75 to $79, maybe just the 200 daily moving average or so. But I would assume over the next few weeks, as long as Bitcoin doesn't have a flat out crash due to this inflation numbers coming out or Jerome Powell raising interest rates, I really wouldn't be making too many trades on this until I see a breakdown of the $43 mark or the $43.75 mark or this trend line right here. And if we break out, I would still buy it no matter what Bitcoin's doing, because this would be a nice move up and maybe up to like at least the 70s. And if if you buy it around the breakout, which would probably be around the $57 mark, or even now if you want to with the stop loss, that's still like around a 25% profit. That's what I'd be hoping. But in the short term, unless Bitcoin, if Bitcoin doesn't crash, I would assume we're going to have a nice continuation, a little bit of consolidation before we either make our move up or our move down. I think the longer we're in here, the higher the chance we ever move up. The shorter we're down here, like, we have a higher chance of going down. So you really want to see it just go sideways for a while. Then eventually out of nowhere, big pump up coming. That's what I would expect to be happening off it, at least. Oh, don't want to do that. Under the ocean would be the best option. Oh, yeah. Definitely for drilling. Let's see. And hey, Tony. Yeah, exactly. I wanted to go on the cruise. I think that's the easiest way for me to do it because, guys, like, to be frank, like this area is like very, very safe. There's lots of expats there. I've talked to so many people on Facebook. It's like a pure expats town. Like, Google has gone down here. It's safe when Google has sent people down here to go through every single road. So I'm not talking about this as being a luxurious place by any stretch. Like, this is a random road through here. It's not going to be that pure luxury feeling that you would get here in the States. You're not going to get that, okay? I'm not even like trying to pretend that you're going to get it. However, when you look at the houses of Nicaragua, like, oh, I forgot the website that I wanted to use. But no, that's not one. Which one? I saved it on my computer, on my phone, and I never save stuff on my phone. But here, let me just go to this one. The beach ones. Yeah, this is fine. This is as good as any, I guess you would say. But when you start looking at the houses that are meant for expats, basically, houses, and you see something like this, $550,000. Let's just click on it. Can I not just click on it? Oh, thought I can. Okay, well, whatever. You got a nice little house. You got the beach right there. I probably wouldn't buy this house because I don't want to be that close to the beach. But, it's a nice house. I want the houses that are kind of on the hills overlooking the water, but that's just me. I get kind of picky about it. But like, here, $419,000, even cheaper. It's only going to be me and Loki, plus a couple other dogs, most likely. But like, look at this. Zoom in here very fast. Dude, I don't know what's causing this to load so long. Next one. See? View of the water, a nice pool, small living room, small bed. Well, so that's a really nice sized living room, I guess. But, decent bedroom, nice little spot for the TV. Look at that. I mean, look at that. Ah, it's so nice. This is the outdoor area. You have water, a little bit of a hill in the middle. Nice sunsets if you care about sunsets. Modern interiors. This is all I want. It doesn't have to be a massive house. I just want to live in some sense of like niceness, But I want access to Wi-Fi and stuff. But, ceiling fans. I got a room right there. Another room right there. A master bedroom, it looks like. Another bedroom. Oh, how many bedrooms does this thing have? 3 bedrooms. I guess it's giving multiple pictures of the same bedroom. Okay. Simple bathrooms, shower in there. I'm not expecting some type of luxury, but, that is perfectly okay for me. And look at the waterfront, a pool. Oh, I'm perfectly happy. Now, probably I would want a larger yard, but that's just for Loki, not necessarily for me. Let's see. And hey, Brandon, looks like paradise every day. Yes, I feel the same way. What's right here? Loki has to go to the vet and get pet passport. Some countries require 30-day boarding clearance. Yep. Oh, trust me, I know all about that. But there's a good chance that we're not even going to go until like the end of next year or the year after, like even until 2024, which would suck. But I got to make sure my mom's fine and make sure my sister's doing okay at college. But it still might be a while before I go, so I got plenty of time to plan all that out. But I did talk to my vet, and she does actually have, she does know how to get pet passports and stuff, which made it really nice and easy. So I don't have to go to like some third party or something. But a cruise ship would be perfect. And I'm hoping to try to get into contact with some random government official in Nicaragua, just to be like, hey, if I can help you bring some tourism down there, can you just give me a discount? Something, right? But if they ever want to get into crypto and something, I can be the word spreader for them. Let's see. And sorry, Georgia. I mean, that food looks good, right? I don't know how many of you guys have been throughout Central America, but I've been through Central America a few different times, and the food down there is great. Don't drink water from the tap, but the food is absolutely fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Let's see. And hey, Martin, what are you thinking about VeChain? You got loads of it, isn't it? Yeah, so I don't have oh, there we go. I don't have loads of it, but I do have a good amount, and by good amount I mean like $1,000 worth of it. I'm holding on to it for the long term. I'm hoping by the end of the market I can have like $2,000 worth of it left, $2,000 of it invested, and then just kind of waiting for the bull market to really kick off here. But I like it. It's a good long-term hold. It's not something I've been actively managing though. I guess just because it hasn't done anything really crazy as far as I'm concerned to really justify me doing like some of those larger sell-offs and then rebuying them for more profit when they come back down. But it's a long-term hold. I like it, the project that they're trying to do, but not as exciting, I guess, as other coins out there. But I think it's going to be something that's like a steady Eddie. It makes you money. If you hold it, it'll make you money during the next bull run. You okay? What you doing? What's the matter? You look like you did something guilty. You guilty about something? Come here. Loki looks guilty. He's looking at me with guilty eyes and his ears are down. That's when you know he did something he's not supposed to. I bet he found one of my shoes and bit it or something. That's like the look he gives. The only bad thing this dog ever does is bite my shoes. Like, no joke, I have like 5 pairs of Danner shoelaces because this guy likes to chew shoelaces so much. Let's see. And then Joker, Algorand is ripping. Oh yeah, we just talked about it a few seconds ago. It is definitely pumping up. I think it's up a little bit more than a lot of. What is it up right now? There you go. 1 minute chart still pumping up here quite a bit. Went from 31.5 cents to 33 almost and a half cents. Let's see. Right. Already at Mike's house 2025. There we go. Let's see. And a margin. I mean, I think it's a good strong hold. It's a good slice of my portfolio, but I've been kind of doing a lot more investing into those low market cap coins, kind of seeing what's going on. I'll be happy to invest in it kind of when the market drops down another leg, then I want to buy up more. But yeah, it's a good long-term hold. But like here, let me go over to it very fast. Is my caps lock on? Maybe it is. I don't know. See over the weekly chart, kind of found its low, then it rallied up here around 70%. Awesome, great. It was doing really, really well. Came back down. That's nothing I'm too concerned about. Again, I'm waiting for it to break above the 20. That'll be another big move for us. If you like VeChain, that's going to be something you want to keep a close eye on. What I really want to see, though, for me to want to do those selling off techniques is something that will only happen with these smaller coins like the UFO coins, where it comes up like 700%. Then I can sell, or like something with the STMX where it has these crazy wicks here. So, like, 1 week it pops off like, 60%. 68%, 112%, those weeks. That's what I need to see in order for me to do those more. I sell, then I buy back lower. VeChain's been going good, but I don't want to risk it because I feel like VeChain is one of those things that could always just kind of pop off out of nowhere, and I don't want to sell and just watch it go, then watch it go up because I'd be really pissed off at myself. Let's see. Oh, Mr. Joker has a good point too. He lets his VeChain chill and just gather. Let's see. And hey, son, Natu, long or short, right now, if you're going to be doing anything, you're probably not going to be opening up any trades right now. I mean, if I was to say anything, I'd probably say go long here, but I would probably only buy at this trend line here just to be safe. I'm not really placing any trades until Jerome Powell comes out and says if he's doing a 75 basis point rate hike or a 100 basis point rate hike. Because people still don't know exactly what that's going to mean for them going forward. I guess I would assume he's going to be doing a 75 basis point rate hike like everybody else does. But if he comes out with 100, any longs that you guys have are just going to be wrecked. And normally, as you guys know, we talked about this for the last few months. Usually before his announcement, there's usually a run up just so we can crash down after the run up is complete. See. So I have to pay federal tax to Uncle Sam, right? Hey, yeah, so it depends, depending on how I want to do it. There is a way for me to become a citizen of Nicaragua and pay all my taxes down there. That's what I'm going to try to go towards. I'll have to see. But it depends on basically, it basically depends on which one has the most taxes, which one will tax me the most. I might have to pay taxes in both countries. I'm not entirely sure. But if I have to pay, if no matter what, I have to pay taxes in Nicaragua, I'll probably just try to not pay taxes in America. Or maybe split up the way I pay taxes. I don't know exactly how that's going to work. I'd have to talk to some accountant because I have no idea. But yeah, I'm going to try to not pay taxes in America if I can. Try not to. I don't get anything from American taxes pretty much already. They take everything from me and I get like bumpy roads and shit. Maybe in the future they'll be giving good stuff. Let's see. What about Ethereum to USD? We talked about it a little bit at the beginning of the stream here. As far as Ethereum is concerned, it did just break down, so you do want to be careful with it. So we were watching this over the past few days. We were really hoping that it wouldn't break down, but you can see it held for just 2 days. Third day, it ended up breaking back down here. Not the best look. And we were also hoping that we might find some support levels over here on these last two support levels from, when was this? July. We did manage to find some support, but it was from all the way over here from July 8th. It definitely took a while there. I don't know if any of these actually corresponded to a Fibonacci support level here. A little bit right there. So you can see a little bit holding, helping us out here. But what I'm looking at right now, Martin, is this. All right, that level of support, we don't want to break down below it, but we do want to break out above this, right? And so this is why I'm keep on telling you guys, even though we have all these pessimistic moves coming in the market as far as technicals, as far as death crosses and such, as slim as it may be, there is still a chance we bounce off of this for a lot of different stocks. They all have their support levels here. We bounce off it. We continue to struggle for a little bit of time before an opportunity arises for us to break out. Again, not as likely, I understand, but there is still this opportunity. So if you guys did want to make some pretty, risky trades, or just, more aggressive trades, I would call it, you could start to buy around these levels and hope for something better. But for right now, we really just want to stay above like the $1,300 mark. We want to close above the $1,300 mark every day for the next week or so. Excuse me. If that does happen, we might be in a good spot to have a reversal and then start creeping back up here towards like $1,600. And again, from now until that resistance, that's about 17%. That's kind of feasible based off of the moves we've been having. It really depends, though, on what Jerome Powell says. If Jerome Powell comes and tanks the market, who knows? The other caveat here being, and you guys know this, Jerome Powell has just recently gotten very strict about what he's been saying and, how he's been talking. So he's been much more like, yeah, we're going to crush inflation. We're going to do whatever it takes, whatever it takes. He could, by mistake, come out Wednesday and say, we're raising interest rates by 75 basis points. But while he's giving his speech or answering questions, he may give more dovish answers, which may cause a little bit of a freak out, causing the market to kind of spike back up here a tad. That would, to me, would be the worst case scenario for his speech. I know if he says that I saw Hawkeye may go down, but I don't want the uncertainty of people not knowing what he's going to be saying, because then again, like last time, we have this false sense of a rally here, which would make us some money. Don't get me wrong, but it's just going to prolong the crash, and we just want the crash to happen so we can get it over with. So we really want him to be very specific and very concise when he's giving his answers, and we don't want him to be giving a dovish speech saying, hey, maybe we're close to the end of the rate hikes or that. He's like, we're not close yet. We still have to, we'll know when inflation comes down, right? He can't just give out any pronouncements on Wednesday. Hopefully that made sense. But yeah, Ethereum right now, it's in a good spot. I mean, not the best. It just broke down, but relative to a whole bunch of other stuff, it hasn't broken down as much as it probably should have at this point. And there you go. Mr. Joke says, yeah, dual citizenship. And hey, Ken, did you hear about the kid that stole GTA 6 source code? I did not. That's worth 14 million. Oh, geez, that was that's crazy. Oh, and hey, Justin, happy to see you back. So the death cross happened. we still have time before it comes into contact. So a good way to explain this is we had a death cross right here. It took a few weeks before the big crash to start happening. We just had the death cross here. We'll see how long it takes for the big crash to happen. The big death cross we had over here during COVID, this is kind of weird to talk about because it happened so fast because of COVID. Going over here since 2018, we had the death cross and it took like months before we eventually had the crash. Maybe it'll happen like that. I doubt it, but maybe. Over here in 2014, we had the death cross and we started to fall down really fast afterwards. We don't know exactly how fast it's going to take. It's going to be one of those things where like a few weeks later, you're going to be like, man, I wish I would have opened up a short. You know, you don't know exactly when it's going to be happening, but it looks like it's going to be happening probably October, the first 2 weeks of October at this point. I thought it might happen closer, honestly, to September, because I told you guys that I thought September was going to be a pretty rough month. And if we kind of just zoom out for a second, it really hasn't been all that bad of a month, right? Now we did have a crazy upswing, I guess. So from the highs, I guess technically it was, right? From the highs, we're down like 15%. But, you know, if you think about it from month to month, we're only down like 3%. That's not that bad at all. So I'm kind of watching this closely. We did break the system of higher lows. That's really what concerns me right now. So maybe October will be the bad month, and I was just wrong about the timing there. When you look at the 2-month charts, the 2-month chart really doesn't look good. It looks like we're about to just flat out dump right here. But, you know, I'm hoping that we can find a way to stabilize just long enough to try to have a reversal sometime in October or November or December, excuse me. All ground still bouncing though on the 1-minute chart, still bouncing off that 20 moving average. Let's see. Do you think we will see any all-time highs again, or do you think Bitcoin and Doge already hit as high as they can go? Oh no, we'll hit all-time highs again. We'll go even higher. There'll be more money pouring into it than ever before. The thing about it is this next bull market, there's going to be a lot more institutional money than there's ever been. And there's also going to be much more regulation than there's ever been. So it should make the market kind of boost up a little bit faster. If a hedge fund feels more confident about diving into Bitcoin, that's awesome. If more people that have millions of dollars want their hedge funds to start giving them some Bitcoin, that's great. Everybody will like it. To us, you know, to a lot of people buying one Bitcoin, even at like $20,000 or 19,500, where it is now, you know, many people are like, I can't afford one. Maybe I can afford a quarter of a Bitcoin, maybe a 10% of a Bitcoin, whatever it may be. But you know, to a million out there, like, yeah, let me buy 5 Bitcoin and see where it goes. That eventually does add up in a bull market. It really, really does. And then once you start to see that confidence, everybody else who didn't buy at these levels that we were buying at now, they start to really just hop onto that train and they just start to go crazy with it. And, you know, it just pumps the whole market up. But during that pump up of the market where all the new people are coming in, all the people that don't know much about crypto, or all the people that are just in here for the cycle, that gonna go for that crazy cycle where we're going to those really big bull runs, those are usually the people we're all selling to make all of our money. So, you know, we buy now, or the next few months as the market gets worse, we buy now so we can just dump all of our crypto onto some unsuspecting trader that thinks the crypto market's only going to go up and up and up. And then when eventually it crashes back down, we open up a low leverage shorts after the weekly, after the death crosses that occur during a new high. So, you know, daily chart, you know, all-time high, death cross, it's time to sell. Boom, boom, boom. You open up a short position right here. Even if it bumps back up, long-term short, you're in a good spot. Even over here during the first pump up after COVID, first death cross, even though it was down here when it happened, I guess over here, I guess at 54,000, you sell right here. You open up some low leverage shorts. Of course, it went up a little bit, but guess what? You just keep on holding. You're in a good spot. Even all the way back over here during this relative high right here, you dump. You're in a good spot. This was a weird thing because of COVID, so we don't really put much stock in it. But you know, go this last bull run. You open up some shorts, hey, it goes up higher, but guess what? You just wait and it goes down and down and down. Low leverage shorts, so you don't actually get kicked off and you don't, you know, your leverage doesn't take control of your position, so to speak. But, you know, all-time highs, death cross, you just get rid of it. And low leverage shorts, they win the day, they win the day, they win the day. But yeah, we'll go back up to all-time highs. It may be a while. We're like, you know, most people think about crypto as being in this, when most people are watching crypto, I'm going to auto. Let's just go to weekly chart. We kind of only think about these really good times and then these really bad times, right? But a lot of people tend to forget what happens after we hit that bottom. We're kind of boring for a while. We end up moving up. And remember, this wasn't all-time highs. Without COVID, we might have actually just went, back down a little bit and just kind of stayed in a nice little flat zone. But we kind of do a whole bunch of nothing for a while. This is going to be the hardest part. Maybe I can find another example that doesn't have COVID blocking our way. Maybe go back over here a little bit further in time. There we go. Once we found our bottom, we were kind of not doing much for like another 273 days, 39 weeks, a long time, right? And then all of a sudden we started to pick up. So this is going to be the weird spot where crypto is not doing hardly anything for like a good half of the year, 8 months. That's your loading zone. That's your loading zone for buying up a whole bunch of assets if you're going to be going heavy, along with the dollar cost averaging, because we never know where the bottom truly is going to be, especially during this recession. But what do you call it? Once you're done loading, it just kind of goes whoosh and flies up and we're looking good. But you buy down here so you can sell to the unsuspecting trader, right? Remember when I told you guys I was selling half of my Dogecoin for 50 cents? And, no, this is not the right chart. There you go. So I told you guys I was selling half my Dogecoin at 50 cents. I got a lot of hate for it when I sent it. A lot of you guys that are still with me now, you guys understood why I was doing it because I told you guys I just want profit. Well, I managed to buy mine down here at 0.0024, which is like right down here-ish, right? So 0.0024, well, it doesn't matter. And I sold at 50 cents. Now, was this at the highest point of it? No, but if I kind of draw right here, it kind of looks like it was very close in the scheme of things, right? It was pretty close to the top. So I was able to walk away with about 20,628% profit. And who bought Dogecoin at these really crazy high levels? A lot of new investors that came into the market and didn't know what they were doing, and they wanted to see if Dogecoin can get to $1. I told you guys I was going to sell a half at 50 cents, sell the next bit of it at 80 cents, and then leave like a very small amount of Dogecoin left in there to see if it gets to $1, because I didn't think it was going to get $1. I was like, maybe. But when you get most people don't look at the charts like this, right? Most people don't look at charts like, oh yeah, it was down here, now it's going to boom, now it's just going to go up and up and up and up, right? Most people look at the charts from a relative standpoint. It's like, what have you done for me lately? So when they see Dogecoin kind of bouncing up, they're like, oh wow, we were up here like at 0.008, we bounced up to like 7 cents. And then most people kind of hopped on the Dogecoin train around here during this loading zone, and then it popped. So they were trying to hope for all of this within this small segment of time, like through this, if that makes sense. And that's why some people were kind of faked out by it. Until we had that death cross here, we were actually looking okay for Dogecoin. We could have actually had another leg up. But when you look at the weekly chart, once we had that weekly death cross, it really did become a lot more difficult for us to get back above it. And that's almost where our fate was sealed from a Dogecoin perspective of being in this bear market. However, if you're looking for Dogecoin to have a reversal, I mean, it's probably really going to actually happen sooner than a lot of other stuff because of how it's fallen, probably close to the middle of 2023. But we still got to wait a while before that happens. We're getting closer to some of these local bottoms, right? I think we might actually have a solid bounce off of 4 cents here. But, you just got to have a different mindset. Not just you, but like, everybody. See. What's right here? My 14-year-old still walks into walls. Oh, geez. What's right here? Fed has to unload a lot of security. Doesn't mean Fed will try to keep market in this range to sell securities at okay prices, and thus means Powell will not do anything crazy. So Powell wants to see the market come down, as weird as that sounds. He wants the market to come down. He wants layoffs. He wants wages to start going back down. He wants to fight all factors of inflation. He doesn't want the economy to be doing great right now. I mean, he wishes it would be, right? But he understands if he is going to be getting rid of inflation, he only has so many tools. And since the government, at least at this point, the American government hasn't been doing a very good job of dealing with the supply chain crisis, I guess he would blame Buttigieg, he's the transportation secretary, right? He hasn't been doing a very good job at his job there. So, you know, there's only so much that Jerome Powell can do. If Jerome Powell was also the Secretary of Transportation, all of the blame would be going on him. But again, he can only control demand. He can't control supply. You know who can control supply? Buttigieg. Pete Buttigieg. Yeah, that's his name. I'm rooting for Pete Buttigieg to really make some drastic changes in our transportation, improve the highway systems as fast as possible, improve the ports as fast as possible, find new ways of transportation. I would really like to see some better rails out there in the futures, you know, some different techniques and whatnot for how transportation can be done. You know, but it just seems like it's going to be a very difficult task. But they did just allocate trillions of dollars to doing this, so they have the money if they want to do it. But yeah, it's going to be a challenge for Jerome Powell. I kind of pity the man a little bit. Like, this is not his fault necessarily. We printed so much money. The part of it about it that it's his fault a little bit. Sorry for the stuttering. Is that he did have the Federal Reserve buy up a lot of assets. Now he's selling those securities. Going back to Monica's question, you know, he does want those assets to be sold off, and he doesn't really care what the market environment is. He's going to continue to sell off those assets. It's called quantitative tightening. Jim Brown, I think is his name, on CNBC talks about it quite a bit. I forget how much he's going to be selling every month though. Let's see. Here it is. This is from Bloomberg. Hopefully it doesn't try to get me to pay for anything. But oh, please don't pause that very fast. Pause. There you go. So this is from August 29th, so a couple weeks ago. The Fed's portfolio has 43.6 billion of Treasury coupons maturing in September, which means that officials will need to let go of 16.4 billion of bills as well. It will also need to let another 13.6 billion run off in October. These will be the largest declines for the bill portfolio until September 2023. All right, so they are getting ready to sell off a large quantity. I don't think this is going to have too much of an impact, though, personally, on what he needs to do as far as inflation, getting inflation under control. Because inflation is just a horrible thing. It just like taxes everybody, especially the poorest. You know, it's going to be a while. Let's see. Yeah, so they're going to have to sell some stuff off here. And you can see Bitcoin's taking a little bit of a dip here, guys. A little bit of a dip. See. And hey, GT, I actually don't know what's going on with Coinbase. I heard somebody else talking about that on another Discord. I don't know anything about why the fluctuations are happening. I think it might just be due to the market conditions. Like if you guys have a BlockFi account or a SoFi account, you may see that your numbers change quite often based off of market volatility. I think it just might be something like that. You know, since the merger did happen, Ethereum did manage to crash down quite a bit. You know, that breakdown we were just talking about 20 minutes ago or something. That's going to be a pain for them for a while, for Ethereum. But just from the technicals and everything else going around, I think it's just the volatility of what's been happening. I think if Ethereum was managing to stay kind of stable, you wouldn't be seeing so many different rate changes. I don't know much about it, but I think that'd be my guess based off of what I've learned from talking with some SoFi people and some BlockFi people over the last year or so. Because I asked them the same question: why do the numbers keep changing? Like, hey, this is happening because of market conditions. We want to give you guys the best rates, but we also still have to be making money, basically. Yeah, no worries, Bideford. I'm always happy to help you guys out. I appreciate it very much, Bideford. And guys, thank you very much for liking the stream. What's right here? IRS is going after their own people now? Oh, that'd be interesting to see. That might be kind of fun to watch. I'd have to do some research. I can make a video about that. I would predict a 75 basis point rate hike based on that and going up in the short term. Yeah, I mean, 75 basis points, I think is what the market has baked in at this moment in time. I think it's what everybody's waiting to see as happens. We're just waiting to see if we're going to have this little bit of a boost rally beforehand. I'm really surprised Bitcoin took a dump this close to the Jerome Powell's rate hike. I think everybody's just getting used to it and be like, hey, I'm selling it now before Jerome has a chance to sell soft the market. To me. And hey, Martin, have a very, very good day, my man. See. And hey, Kona, I mean, it's going to be interesting. It's one of the reasons I'm not taking any shorts right now. I am curious to see what he has to say. Again, only part of it has to do with the 75 basis point rate hike. A large part of what happens over the next few weeks is what he says. Is he dovish in his statements or is he hawkish? I want him to be hawkish. I want the market to go down for the sake of the inflation. But maybe he's dovish. I mean, we just don't know. He hasn't been very consistent. He just hasn't. So, who knows how this is going to work out. And hey, Pep, and happy to see you. Hey, Alan, Time, and GT. I already said hi to you, GT. There we go. What's going on right now, though? So we've had a little bit of a dump from Bitcoin. I broke down below the 20 moving average here, probably just trying to stop this golden cross from happening. The last time we had a golden cross on the 50 and the 200, it was, oh gosh, it was like, yeah, right around here. Nice little pump up, but not too much of a pump up. Before that, yeah, it was the start of another cycle here. That was interesting, but I don't know if we're going to have another start of the cycle like that. I mean, if we kind of zoom out here on the Bitcoin 15-minute chart, we still have a little bit of time before we hit that support level. Support for Bitcoin today is probably going to be around like 19,200, so around like maybe $200 less than where we are now, maybe a little bit less than that. So as long as we can stay above this, I think we should be okay. I mean, of course, I think the only thing we really care about here in the short term is not breaking down below 18,882. And then, of course, the lows we experienced of 18,234. As long as we don't break down below this one, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a great day. It's just going to be a nice day. Not crazy, not bad, just okay day, good day. And hopefully we can hold above this support level of 18,882. I'd be very happy for us to just not have another crash, just kind of go sideways for a little bit, relax a little bit, of course. And hey, Alan, Time. Yeah, Wednesday about 2:30 Eastern time. Yes, sir. It's 11:30 my time, so 2:30 Eastern time should be working out right there. That's right there. Okay, there we go. Making sure I'm not missing anything on my part. But those are those two big support levels that we need. We really did have a pretty nasty drop yesterday. This is pretty aggressive. They really wanted to take us down. I think it was actually an attempt to bring us down to new lows, but there wasn't enough buyers out there to really bring us in. We did break down through some important support levels, so that's not really a good sign. But, we live another day, so we have another opportunity to make a move up. Nothing really moving. Ethereum up a little bit. Ethereum POW is up a little bit. Let's see. No, not too much. Okay. There we go. Algorand's losing some steam now, though. Sucks to be Algorand. Well, not really. I like it. There we go. That's right here, Pepin. Bitcoin, nice spot to be bouncing right now. Bitcoin's on a bull flag. I'm hoping it can move up, but that golden cross may give us an opportunity until Wednesday at least. And we still have over 24 hours. Yeah, we still have like 30 something plus hours until Jerome Powell speaks. So we still got some time here. And the market, as far as the stock market, has still been rebounding a little bit as well. So we're in a decent spot there. Do I think Dogecoin will hit $5 to $10 per coin the next bull run? I mean, maybe closer to 1 to 2, maybe 3. Depends on how crazy this bull run really gets, but maybe around 2 to 3 if we really get lucky there. 2 to 3. Maybe to get 5, but I'm usually on the lower end of these types of things because I don't want to get disappointed. What's right here? Bitcoin will retest highs, short time frame. Oh, you're looking at the 15, yeah. What's right there? And hey, cheers, Mr. Joker. I need to go get some more water. I'm all out of water. I normally don't even have bottled water, but I just got some when I was sick. Normally I have a gigantic bottle, water bottle, right? But I gave one to my mom, and she just kind of never gave it back because like it's a really expensive one. But I just let her have it. Let me see. Let's see. Anything else going on right now? I don't see too much happening. Oh, and thanks for subscribing, Sinful Davy. Sinful Davy, I think that's how you say it. But thanks for subscribing, man. I appreciate it. $2 is a fair prediction. Yeah, I think that's fair, Tony. Luna C Hold City. Yeah, I mean, Luna C and Luna just had some big drops a few minutes ago, but I mean, if you look kind of zoom out on them, they're still doing okay. These are the YOLO plays. If you guys don't know, there's something like here. Let's go to the 15-minute charts. Right. Just had a dump a while ago. Nice dump. Found some support. Still going sideways here. You're almost looking at a rectangle here. We don't really have a double top to play out anymore, but nice consolidation. If it breaks out, it might be a nice short. If it breaks out nice long as well. So there's opportunities here, but yeah, you want to wait for that to kind of figure itself out first. And then when you're looking at stuff like Luna's not looking as nice. It kind of broke down below that support level it had from a while ago, right? Broke down, managed to bounce back up, but you're seeing this kind of bleed out a little bit more than Luna Classic, which is pretty interesting, right? Nice D trending chart. Almost like you're in there you go. Almost like a large bear flag or bull flag, if you will. So maybe if we're lucky, we'll break out above this. But we already had the golden cross and it's not really doing anything for the price. This is a 15-minute chart, nothing too crazy, but we had it. We're kind of hoping it kind of booms up out of nowhere. Hopefully it can make a stronger move up here pretty soon. It looks like it just got rejected by the 200 off of the 15-minute chart though. And hey, Tony, happy to see you back, man. Would Ethereum Classic pump? I mean, if a Bitcoin pumps, yeah, you would see Ethereum Classic pump up quite a bit here. You're most likely going to be waiting for Jerome Powell, though. He's going to control the entire market Wednesday. It's going to be freaking insane to watch and also fun to watch. One Doge equals one Doge. That'll be the day. I bet people will actually see that in the next bull market, though. And see you later, Bideford. Nothing happening yet for the weekly death cross on Bitcoin. No, we never know exactly when it's going to hit. And again, guys, what all the information we have about death crosses is, well, let me just do this very fast. Showing my face. Oh, wow, am I really that low on my thing? Let me zoom this down a little bit. I moved my camera thing up while I was doing it earlier. Hold on. Lower this down a little bit. Shake it. There we go. Okay, now you guys should be able to see my face a little bit more. And my dog hair and my beard. This is what basically is going on. So as far as the death crosses and what we've been able to see, we've only been able to ever use the 20-week moving average crossing below the 50-week moving average. Every single major crash that we've seen so far has been the 20 and the 50. Why not the 20 and the 200? Because the 20-week moving average breaking down below the 200 weekly moving average, it's just never happened before. Now, it's still a death cross, and it still bodes for very bad things to be coming down the road, right? But even the last death cross that we had all the way back in March, April, we had the death cross. Bitcoin broke above the moving averages. It broke above the 50 and the 20. No, it broke above the 20, only to crash 2 weeks later, 60% for Bitcoin. Bitcoin crashed 60% after the last death cross. I don't think we're going to be crashing 60% off of this death cross. Hopefully not. Just because of how fast we've fallen over the last few months and the fact that the NASDAQ still has a support level of that 200 weekly moving average. But, it's, we've only had the 50s and the 20s. We've never had the 20 and the 200 before. So that really does make me think that, maybe something out of the ordinary can happen this time. Maybe we're not going to be in such a bad position. Maybe something can be different. Just maybe something can be different. Doesn't look like it, of course, but maybe. Sorry, my mic totally dropped off there at the end. Ethereum Classic confuses me. People keep asking if it pumps, but if Ethereum miners go to Ethereum Classic, wouldn't they be selling more than normal? I mean, they might. The good thing about Ethereum Classic, which I think a lot of people like about it, is it's on a lot of exchanges. It has a lot of opportunities for people to buy it up. One of the great things about Dogecoin, as you remember, is it was on Robinhood. The fact that it was on Robinhood really made it go viral. I do not think Dogecoin would have even broken 50 cents if it wasn't on Robinhood or Webull or any of the other normal stock exchanges, apps. I just don't think it would have actually happened. I think the fact that it was actually on Robinhood and Webull, or mostly Robinhood, really changed the game with Dogecoin. That's why I'm always on the prowl, kind of looking at Robinhood and saying, hey, which coins have they added? Do they have any low market cap coins? I don't even use my Robinhood account. I only use it for tickers on top of this screen and the streams. And I only use it for keeping track of a few things. So like here, Robinhood, I have $6 in my account, $6.12 in my account. But if I go over here to crypto and I zoom in, yeah, okay. And you guys see, maybe zoom in a little bit more. There you go. Now, if I go over here to market cap, the lowest market cap coin here is Compound, and that's at $384 million market cap. Then it goes to 991 million, then 2.2 billion. We're really fast. These are all high-end market caps except for Compound. The thing I don't like about Compound that I loved about Dogecoin, you see Compound's price, it's at $51. If Compound had a price of like 0.00 digit or 0.0000 digit or something like that, like under a penny basically, this would be a strong buy, and I would toss like $5,000 into this coin sometime, like, throughout the entire bear market. By the end of it, I would have over $5,000 invested in this coin. But the fact that Compound is at $51, the average new investor that hops into these types of coins, they're looking for something they can buy billions or millions of these coins, because their end goal here is that if the coin just reaches $1, then all of a sudden they're millionaires and they've made a bunch of money. Because if I have a billion Compound and I buy Compound at 0.005, whatever it is, or even a penny, if that billion Compound is now worth $1, that means every Compound that I have, which is a billion, is now worth $1. That's $1 billion. It's not logical, but people do it. Okay. So that's what I'm hoping for. But, Robinhood hasn't really added much stuff that I've been really excited about. Honestly, it's been subpar. I mean, I have a lot of the stuff they have on here, but I want Robinhood to do something bold, right? Because my hope here is that Robinhood is so desperate because they have such bad management at Vlad at the top that they're able to really put in some low market cap coins like a UFO coin, whatever it may be, and that can really pump up the entire market. I don't even have to hold UFO coin on Robinhood or whatever coin it is. I'll have it on Phoenix or BitGet or Binance or KuCoin, doesn't matter. But, the fact is I'll be able to make a lot of money if they just put that low market cap coin on Robinhood. And that's why every time, look at Robinhood stock, Robinhood is not making money. They're just not doing a very good job. And since they IPO'd way back over here in July, I mean, they're down since IPO. Let's not go from the highs, but just IPO. They're down about 72%. At one point, they were down 82%, right? So, one of the reasons I'm actually buying up Robinhood here for a long-term investment is I believe they're going to get bought out by another corporation when all is said and done. I think they're going to get bought out, and that's one of the reasons I'm buying it. But I understand they're still losing money. All you got to do is go over to their, their website. You can go to Finviz if you want to. Income, losing money. That's negative right there. Negative. Short flow of 6%. You go down here. Oh, that's a nice ring. But what do you call? Look, all of the owners, nobody's buying it. Everybody's just getting rid of their shares. Does that show a lot of faith in you, right? They're just buying and they're just selling and selling and selling. If it was a company like a Google or an Apple or something like that, I wouldn't care, because you know what? Even if they're selling off a large amount of their assets, the owners, guess what? They've earned it because their company is generating a profit. So they've earned it. They've done a very good job selling millions and millions of stocks. Hood, no, they haven't done a good job. And when you go over here and you look at their earnings, you see it's negative. If you guys wanted to, I guess you guys could always go to their website. Where's the website? Right, Robinhood. You can go to It's all the way at the bottom. I don't know where the section is. Oh, investing. There you go. I don't know. I don't know how their website works, whatever. But yeah, you could go see their 10K reports and stuff and see that they're hemorrhaging money, what they're trying to do to help it out. But if the market slows down even more, if we're going in more into a recession, their stock is just going to plummet and crash. They're going to fire their CEO. Thank God Vlad needs to go. And then we can start talking about them getting stuff back to normal and getting a buyout. Robinhood shouldn't host BTT. Oh, what do you call? I don't think they would host something like BitTorrent. It'd be something kind of out of the blue, like a UFO gaming, Starlink, maybe, something more niche and small. Something that hasn't been around for as long of a period of time that's kind of going into the future. It most likely would be a metaverse coin or something like that. Let's see. See. And a Joker. Oh yeah, no. Robinhood has been very, very weird about the coins they add on. Part of me just wonders if they don't have enough money to buy all these coins that they want to have on their exchanges, right? Like they were able to buy tons of Dogecoin for cheap way back in the day, right? They can't do that now for a lot of coins because a lot of the coins are still expensive relative to where they were just a few years ago. And Robinhood has a lot less money to be spending than it just had a few years ago as well. FTX is the highest bidder for Voyager and they might be in pursuit of Robinhood. That would be very interesting. I might like to see FTX buy Robinhood because I know he could afford it and then I can make a lot of money off of the Robinhood shares I have. My Robinhood shares, I'm buying them and I'm planning to hold them for a maximum of like 4 to 5 years. And I'm hoping for a buyout somewhere in that time frame. Let's see. It's going to be a Dogecoin, JK. All right. Okay, buddy, I'm going to call it a night here. It's been a good 2.5 hours with you guys. I appreciate it a lot. Keep an eye on what Bitcoin's doing, everybody. Your big levels of support for today are just going to be the 18,882 level and the 18,234. We really don't want to break down below this, guys. We just really don't. The market right now seems perfectly okay. I would say most likely, which I think some of you guys reiterated in the comment section, we're most likely going to be stable or at least pop off a little bit more going into the Jerome Powell's meeting on Wednesday. Once we have that meeting, we're most likely going to see some volatility bringing us down, but it really depends on what he says as far as 75 basis points, 100 basis points, 25 basis points, 50 basis points, and his tone during his remarks and answering of questions on Wednesday as well. It's going to be a very, very big sign for us going into the end of Q3 and going into Q4. We really want to see him be hawkish, but we really want to see him just raise interest rates at least 75 basis points because the longer inflation sticks around with this, guys, the longer it's going to take us to peel this Band-Aid off and the longer it's going to take for us to get those opportunities to buy up large sections of the market. Because if we can hurry up and get inflation fixed fast, even if we have to go to 100 basis points, that means less time of us having a recession. It means that more time we could actually help out the economy by lowering rates and getting everything back on pace, okay? All right. But okay, everybody, have a great rest of your day. And a little bit later, after I'm done eating dinner, I will check my email. Thanks for sending an email off my way. Guys, enjoy your day and have a fantastic rest of your night. Thanks, everybody, again.